The volume just got very low
Yeah.
on this Wednesday. It seemed like Cody. There you go. Thank you, Cody. Cody was excited to get into it and then realized, oh, maybe it's too loud. The adults are going to get mad at me. Welcome back, everybody, on a Wednesday Collider Live. And the crew taking you through this Wednesday, it is not Topher Grace. It is not the Mutants. It's just your friends here at the Collider Live studio. That's me, Kristian Harloff, joined by Roxy Stryer.
Yeah.
Marcius Rileyus.
Hi.
And the Joshiest of Macugas.
Oh, thank you, sir.
Josh Macuga.
What's up?
Cody and Alex in the booth. And how's everybody doing? What's going on?
Did you see the post yesterday? I feel bad we didn't have Alex and Cody in our 100th episode
Yeah.
picture.
I saw that. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Alex
I didn't know what
gone.
to say, and
But no,
Josh said it for me.
I'll tell you why I don't feel bad at all.
Oh.
Here's why I don't feel bad. Because Cody, as much he likes to pretend he's like this super wonderful human, right? He doesn't give a fuck about us once the show goes off.
I don't talk to any of you.
No, he goes back to 2014 where he big upped me and Ken on Comic-Con, and he heads to his desk and he just goes away. So what Roxy did very nice, and Macuga was like, hey guys, everybody's together. The four of us were anyway. Let's take a picture celebrating.
I got to give that one to Roxy because the excitement in here for the 100th episode yesterday was like episode 53.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And
It was
also,
like, we did 100?
if you have
Cool.
an apology to make, you know what your actual apology should be. You know what you did.
Me?
You know what
What'd you
you
do?
did.
Okay, first of all,
Hold this because I want to get
Sure.
to. I want to talk
Yeah,
about
he
this.
knows.
Yeah,
What a
well,
twist.
yeah. Because let's not bury Lee on this one. We'll talk about it for sure. But we've got Cody and then Alex, who's playing music.
I think Alex was gone.
Now, yeah, he jumps out the door too. He's playing music in Studio B by himself, testing out new tunes. They don't want to take pictures with us, and then so Rubalcaba calls it out and says, "Hey, assholes! You forgot my boys." They wanted nothing to do with us, so I feel bad. Not at all. Am I pretty accurate in that, Cody?
I mean, we watched you take the picture
From your desk.
from the lobby.
That's not true.
Yeah.
Why didn't you jump in?
why didn't you just say, hey, come on, like get in? We didn't.
Yeah.
You know what?
comes off
That
Petty.
probably should have been on us to
That
say,
didn't
why don't you come
happen.
in?
I don't think
No,
that
there's
happened.
no way
There's no
that
way.
happened. I'm not that
blame myself.
unself-aware.
Cody runs to his desk every day after this because he wants nothing to do with us. Isn't that the fact, Cody?
I go to do my job. Gotta go edit stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's a comfort zone.
It's my little corner.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Oh,
Yeah.
wait,
Like
real
Cinderella.
quick.
Yeah.
Last night, Cody, it was in traffic and it would have been unsafe to take the picture. But there was a guy with a vanity plate. You know how I have a special
Yes.
affinity for vanity plates, and it said Cody CODY. It's, and I was like, what does that mean?
Right.
And I like
Cody
Cody It's, and I was like,
Cody ITs.
Cody shits.
I don't know if it was like an
Cody
IT guy or
Oh.
whatever. I have no idea what Cody It's is, but I wanted to take a picture and just post it like, huh?
Right.
Because it made zero sense to
Cody
me.
It makes sense.
ITs.
It makes sense to him.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all he needs to know.
Cody ITS.
What did he do?
I don't. Oh, me?
He knows.
What'd you
All
do?
right, here's what happened.
Oh.
And as a somebody,
Are you going to tell it really the
Sure.
way? Or
Are we
no?
supposed to take
Yes.
sides here?
Yes.
Do you think we'll be on your side?
No.
Totally.
You
you'll
don't think
on-
we'll be on your side?
Oh, wait.
I think that you will be understanding of why I was upset, but I think you'll think that my stance is ridiculous.
Okay.
But it's still my stance. I'm on my side.
You're on one leg and it's bare. It's like a peg leg. So
All
you're
right.
holding
And you
balance.
think we'll take our side?
Probably.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, what'd you
now
do?
listen. Here's the thing.
You're in a good mood. So usually when you're in a good mood, I'm on your side.
Okay.
And in your douchey mood, I'm usually on her side. So
Okay.
let's see.
It's 50. We don't know. Yeah, 50-50.
So as a man who lives with a wife who doesn't like me to post pictures until she's approved that picture.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I understand so
Yeah.
far.
You know, see what I'm
yeah,
going
I
at?
see where you're going.
We'll take the picture, then she grabs my phone, deletes the one she hates, and then says we either need to take it or never post this. And then I usually post it on stories just to piss her off just a little bit.
Sure.
Because it's 24 hours.
Stepping in. So when we go to take the Collider Live picture, which was 100,000% my idea, we would
Yes.
not have taken a picture had I
Correct.
not forced you guys to.
Yep.
I wanted to take it on my phone because I know that I want to post this picture to celebrate, and so I want to make sure that I can Facetune the F out of it. Now, for anybody who doesn't know, Facetune's an app that I have that makes it so that I can make my teeth whiter, I can make myself skinnier, I can make my skin smoother.
It's fake Botox.
Face,
Yes.
yeah, exactly.
Botox.
Because I don't want to spend the money to
Right.
get my face done, so I just want to edit it. So,
Of course there's an app like that.
so there's an app for it.
You didn't know that?
I had no idea.
So when you look at all my pictures on Instagram and you're like, oh, she looks a lot better hair there because it's fake. That's
Right.
what we do. We
Why do you
pinch
do
it
that,
and
though?
we.
It's not you. You're lying to people.
Well, I don't actually Facetune an extreme amount, but I feel better about
I mean,
myself.
there are
so I
people
do it.
that Facetune an extreme amount, and
Right.
you're looking like, oh my god, especially dudes. You're like, come on, dude. Like, nobody.
I don't get
But
it.
anybody in this, if you're a chick in this industry, you Facetune, and if you say you don't, then maybe you don't. But I don't really
More
believe
than likely,
you.
you're
More-
probably
yeah.
a liar.
So I
All
just
right, so
I'm
you didn't
straight
get a
up
chance
about
to
it, right?
Facetune,
No, so
basically.
I
Plus,
wanted to take it.
it was a picture far away.
I wanted to take it on my phone, but
I don't
my
like these
phone.
faraway pictures of these people taking this office, by the way.
That me neither. My phone was full. So I said, I looked at all three of you and I thought, who's going to understand this? And I said, Josh, can we take the picture on your phone? He said, yes. I said, okay, make sure that you send it to me before you post it because I want to make myself look hotter.
So you
said,
told
I
them.
said it out loud.
okay.
And he said, I have a wife. Trust me, I get it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Out loud.
All right.
So then I said, okay. Then we take the picture.
Sure.
We take a bunch of them.
Yeah.
I look at it on his phone and I said, ooh, gotta Facetune these. Out loud.
Right.
He said, great, airdrop them to yourself.
I didn't hear the Facetune one. I'll be honest with you.
Okay,
I did
you didn't
not
hear that, but I just
Okay.
said, he said, airdrop them to yourself and then send me back the one you want to post.
Okay. No.
Is
So
that
then-
true?
She did say that. Yes. Yes.
Okay.
She
Okay,
did say that.
so then I leave and I go to another job, right?
I did not know that. I thought she was going to do it immediately and then send it back. Now, here's what happened. The wireless went down in the office, so the only access to anything I had was on my phone. I was like, here's time to post a
But
picture.
yesterday
Roxy
you were in
didn't-
a bit of a mood yesterday, a little bit. A little.
I didn't sense a mood yesterday.
I caught
You-
it a
you
little
caught
bit,
it?
but it wasn't bad. But I
I
caught it
didn't
a little.
sense
So I
it.
was thinking maybe was it frustration of just like where's the picture?
No,
Okay.
we didn't have wireless on the computer. I was working on something. I was just like, all right, we don't have wireless. I went to my phone. I was like, oh, I should post those pictures of the 100th episode. Da 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 da. Totally forgot about it. And then Roxy texted.
Wait,
you-
but so no.
Oh, she
Okay,
forgot.
here's what you don't
Okay.
know. So he posts it.
Yeah.
I don't know he posts it.
Oh,
so when I
shit.
get out of my
Yeah.
job,
Oh.
I Facetune the picture and make myself look better.
great.
But
And I
here's the
post
bonkers
it.
part.
Oh.
Here's the bonkers.
And then I send it to him, and then I see
That he's already
now
posted it.
he's. But now there's two different.
People see the real version.
Yes.
Right. Right.
well, then.
All right. Now
I look
here's
behind
here's
the
where I
curtain.
stand on this. She's 100% on the right
Sure.
for being upset, but I sympathize because I would have done the same thing and
Totally.
probably not even cared.
Yeah, and
because
you may have just zoomed in on your face.
probably because I still don't
Happy
see
100.
I still don't see anything wrong with that.
But here's the other thing too, and I always yell at Amanda about it. I was like, it's ridiculous because you
Yes,
guys
and that's the
don't
part that I understand.
need to
that's
do
why
this.
I'm on your. That's why I'm on your
That's
side.
the part I understand. That it,
Like if
what
I
it-
see an ugly picture, of myself or something like that, I'm like, it's not the best. Okay, but the picture was great. The pictures of a man who's like, this is hideous. I'm like, you're a fucking crazy person.
Yeah.
It's not bad. You're
I
beautiful.
can't
It's
trust
silly.
you guys to make that decision, considering the picture of me you guys sent out for
because
Schmodown.
you feel that that's different though. That was different because we knew that became a bit.
We knew it was a
That
horrible
that
picture,
became a
and
bit.
we sent it out
Do you
anyway.
is it more because are women judging more so than because we don't notice that shit.
never.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, to be honest. Like,
I mean, unless it's so hideous that we're
Right.
like, whoa,
Who's
what
that
happened
mutant?
to her? Yes,
Yeah.
correct. Who's that new mutant? When's that coming out?
sometimes I don't do it. Like, if you go through my pictures, I
Who
can
the
tell
fuck
you
knows
exactly
what's
what I
going on?
did. I can say I pinched this in, I pulled this up, whatever it is. But when I look back,
Sounds like a bad stomach.
Huh?
Pinched it in. but
Pulled it out.
Thanks.
Little nip tuck.
That's exactly what I'm talking about.
Thank you, Cody. We almost got there. We almost
still
got
don't
there.
get it.
That's all right. Don't worry about it. Continue.
I like in the
By
music
all
video we
means.
listened to yesterday was the first thing I said. I'm confused.
I think that is the title of your first book.
Yes.
I'm confused.
I'm confused. Just
But-
looking up in the sky and then like a car just in flames going in the back. Yeah.
Each chapter is just a different subject you're confused about.
Right.
I'm
Or
confused.
no, there's at least 5 chapters
I'm
of
lost.
where you were lost.
Yes.
I'm confused.
How did I get
I'm
to Oakland?
lost.
Maps. Airports.
So, anyway.
That it? So
Yeah, that's it.
But you weren't
Here
really
we go.
mad.
No, but I wasn't not annoyed.
Right.
I was
Who were you more annoyed at? Macuga yesterday or Snyder and his gaggle of people who were laughing at your sexy picture?
Macuga yesterday because I expected better.
Okay. But you expect Snyder to be a jerk.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit.
Right.
Snap.
Well, Snyder's my player, so he's not usually a jerk to me, but I expect him to be sarcastic. He wasn't
Right, that's
actually
who he
being a
is.
jerk.
This is who
he
he
was
is.
being a
He's being
sarcastic
himself.
F. Yeah.
An asshole.
And so I expected
Better
more,
from Macuga.
because he said, I have a wife. I've
Don't
got
worry,
it.
I got your
And
back.
she-
Yeah, but here's the thing. Then I looked at the picture and I was like, these are fine. These
Right.
look great.
But you know, as a
But
married
you know
guy,
better.
you don't make that
That's-
call.
Yeah, you know, it's
I
not your
can't do
call to
that.
make.
You don't make that. You're not the coach in that situation. Yeah.
I'll see
And so then I
myself
wrote
out.
it. Then it was my job to air it out online. So then I wrote it on his tweet and I wrote it on his Instagram and I texted him. And I needed him to know coming in this morning.
You were going to talk
we
about
were
it.
not okay.
Well, good. I'm glad that we
And I
settled it
will
on.
say,
yes.
when that comment came up, Amanda goes, "What did you do?"
Oh,
and I said, "I posted it
shit.
without Roxy's approval." She goes, "You're an idiot."
Yeah,
And I was
you
like,
just can't do it.
"Yes,
All right,
this
so
is true."
everybody's on the same page. You did wrong, but I'm on your side. I
Okay.
get it.
Thank you, sir.
Guess what I watched last night?
Not the thing.
Do you think I watched it?
No, I
No.
don't.
You don't think I watched it?
No, you didn't.
I watched the Romanoffs.
Yeah.
How was that? Is that the Amazon series?
Yeah, episode 1. It's like an anthology series. Did you watch it?
I've seen it all. Yeah.
Did you like it?
No.
No, huh? I watched it. My wife and I watched the first one last night, and I dug it. I liked the French girl's good, man. I mean,
She's
everybody's French, but the
you
young
never see her again.
The Aaron, oh no, well, because they're only it's like 2
Was it
stories
Marianne
each.
Cotillard?
Right. No, I don't know her name, but the woman who plays the aunt, she I guess for the first story or two,
Yeah.
she's so good and just despicable.
Totally.
Yeah.
There was nothing about that show that
Stuck
kept
with
me.
you?
Yeah, that
Yeah.
kept me interested.
Was it
or-
Eloise at the Plaza?
Yes.
You know, but it's so. Listen to this cast, though. You got Christina Hendricks. It's the creators of Mad Men who made the
Matthew
series.
Weiner.
Zoom in a little bit, though, guys. So yeah, Janet Montgomery, Annette Manzrue, Aaron Eckhart, Diane Lane, Amanda Peet. This is Isabella Hooper.
Oh, yeah, she was just in Greta.
Corey
She's
Stoll.
bomb.
She is really
you know
good.
she was going to be my joke guest? She's really in it. Oh, so good.
She's really good. Carrie Bichet, Martha
Catch
Keller,
Fire.
Corey Stoll, Catherine Hahn,
How's
John
the cast?
Slattery. I mean, it's a hell of a cast.
Yeah.
So, but you
But
watch
they're
it-
all in separate episodes.
Yes, because it's an anthology series,
Yeah.
so they don't. It's all basically that this Russian royal family from back in the day. These people all believe that they're like ancestors. From
Correct.
It. So,
Yeah,
and I dug it. It was a slow burn for sure.
So does the wife like it?
She does.
Okay, so
so
there you
far,
go.
first episode though.
Yeah.
Maybe we get bored with it afterwards, but I liked what I watched so far. But it was, one of these days I am going to come in here, Riley, and you're going to be wrong. It might be 10 years from now, but you'll be
Probably.
wrong.
We're
Yeah.
coming in here
I'm
in 10
fine.
years.
Yeah.
The day
boy.
that I'm wrong is a good day when you
Yes.
watch the thing.
Is it though?
I don't know. I'm telling you, it's going to be so overrated by the time
I
see
watched
it.
this documentary on HBO Sports about these two guys competing to get to the South Pole first
Oh, yeah?
alone.
Where do you
and
find
it
these
made
things?
me think of the thing, and then I was going to text you should watch this and then watch the thing, but
No. I watched that first. I should watch the making of the thing before I watch the actual
totally.
thing.
Well, here's the thing about these people that go to the South Pole.
Yeah.
Right? They're like, oh, you could fall into a crevasse. I can see 2 feet in front of me because the wind and the snow was so bad. Some of the snowdrifts were like 20 feet. I fell this. My lips froze off. I couldn't really eat or drink. My tent blew away. And they're not getting paid to do this. So what is the thought?
There's a word for these people. Morons.
Yes.
I'll tell you why.
They're crazy.
I'll tell you why. Because when I look at the people who climb the mountains and the Everlast and they're freezing.
Everlast?
And
Okay.
Did I say Everlast?
That was the lead singer of House of Pain.
I deserve it. Look, I look at him every
Isn't
single
that what
time I
it's
do
like?
it. The you know where I'm
does look
going
like
with
Everlast.
it. The Everlast. He's climbing up to Everlast house and they're gonna sing "Jump Around" together at the end of it. Whitey Ford still got the blues. But when they're in the Himalayas, where the fuck they are, and they're climbing these
Himalayas.
and they're climbing up these mountains. And they get frozen halfway up the fucking thing,
They
and they want to
die.
do it, and they die. And I'm like, you guys have 80-inch televisions now. Just watch it.
Totally.
Just watch the mountains and watch the snow. There's and listen to some music. Get stoned. It's like,
Honestly, if I went to a restaurant, right,
Yeah.
with somebody, I know this is gonna sound. Just let me go for a second, okay?
Yeah.
It's when somebody's like, "Oh, so I just ran a marathon." I'm like, "Okay." It's like, "Oh, I climbed Mount Everest." I'm like, I can't wait to not
how
hear
did I
about
get
it.
Everlast to Everest? How did I do
Well,
that?
that's pretty close.
No, it's not.
It's like a battery.
No,
Everlast.
no,
It
and I
has
appreciate
an
you guys not.
in it and a est
I
at the
appreciate-
No,
end.
we weren't going
Listen.
to breeze by it. Obviously,
No,
each one of us
you
was
should-
going to call you out
and you
for
should.
it. Yeah.
And you should. That's one that because I'll
Yeah.
tell you right now, if one of you guys would have called that Mount Everlast,
Yeah, you
I
would've,
never let you.
yeah.
I'd have the end of it. So, but anyway, please continue.
No, I can't. I would if somebody said, "Oh, I climbed Mount Everest," I wouldn't be like, "Oh my God, that's so amazing." I'd just say, "Why? Why would you do that? Why do you put yourself at risk to
get it.
just climb a mountain, to
It's-
just suffer day
Adventure.
in and
Yeah.
day
To
out?
play
that's why.
devil's advocate.
Adrenaline?
So no.
but what adrenaline do you
let's
get
let's
out
be
of it?
clear. I want to make this abundantly clear before I get into this point.
Don't you
This
dare
is-
say the Earth is flat. Don't you
no,
do it.
No,
Don't you
this
flat
is
earth us.
this is not me. I by no means am this person.
You want to get stoned and watch it on the 80-inch television.
I don't even want to watch that.
okay.
I want to get stoned and watch something. I have
Something
literally no interest in running
Well,
a marathon.
there's Mount Everest right there. Yeah. He's playing a
In
guitar.
running a marathon, in
like Mike Ellis.
hiking Mount Everlast, in doing any of these things. I have no.
It's a thing.
I have
Yes.
no interest.
Right.
But there's some people that don't want to sit and get stoned and watch something on TV. They want
They
to
wanna-
accomplish it.
they
They
wanna-
want to feel like
Yes.
like they value themselves based on what they have
they
done.
want to fuck with the Grim Reaper, is what you're saying.
They do.
Yeah,
Look,
kind of.
there are adrenaline junkies out there.
I know.
And I don't know if I would classify this, but people that just want to do this.
I don't.
They want to do it,
Yeah.
and
They,
I
they're
think
going to
that's
do that.
admirable.
They're going to jump off a cliff.
You don't like adventure? Not when
You know
they,
what's
not-
awesome? Have you guys ever gone to a pool in a tropical place where they give you drinks? That's cool.
That's my adventure. That's my adventure. That's risky for me because I can get drunk and fall.
Listen, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Like to me, like relaxing to me is floating around in a pool,
Yeah.
you know, and just like looking up. Like one of my favorite things I talk about all the time is when I went to Maui. I just sat in the fucking pool
Yep.
and I looked at that volcano.
Yep.
And
Was
if
that your
anyone-
honeymoon or something?
Yeah, and anyone came near me, I'll chew your hand off unless you're giving me another drink
quesadilla.
or some food or some pineapple. Other than that, get away. I don't want to climb mountains. I want to just
like
be a big
you got to
fat slob.
bring the right amount of stuff in your pack because if your pack runs out of
No
food,
thanks.
you could die on a mountain.
No thanks.
Why are you dying on a mountain? Don't even go up there.
I
Right.
know somebody very closely that does this, and they do not sit still. They jump off cliffs. Yep.
Did they go to Mount Everest?
They would.
They would go to
I'm
Mount
sure
Everest.
they'd go to Mount Everlast.
Yeah.
So many
See,
people.
Mount Everlast I would go to because when you go there, this will be playing, and I feel like everybody would be smoking and to be hanging out. Like Mount Everlast,
Yes.
now
I'd go
I'm
to Mount
defending my
Everest.
choice because
Yeah.
Climb it up, climb it out.
Yeah,
Let
it's
me-
defending. It's
it's
starting
not-
to turn what I wanted it to be.
It's not a mountain. It's like a hill,
Yes.
and at the top is a bar.
And everybody's
and it's
fucking.
basically everybody's fucking.
Yeah.
And smoking weed. And
I'm
it's
good. I like it.
It's like you have a friend who does this kind of thing, Riley, and having a friend maybe, but I dated somebody who was one of these,
Oh.
and it was brutal.
That's what I
They
mean.
don't
Like
sit still.
it's like,
No.
can you
Right.
just stop?
Where were you? A supermarket? No, I was jumping off a plane.
Yeah.
Why?
No, but they want a partner in crime.
Yes.
They
And
want.
Did they make you do it?
We broke up.
Oh,
What do
because
you mean?
they
Did
asked-
they make me? Has
Well,
anybody
they-
ever made me do anything?
This
that-
guy finally
yeah.
found somebody willing to do this with him.
Yeah.
And I'm always like, are you tired?
And that's a great
they're like,
partner.
yes,
Yeah.
I'm tired, but it challenges me.
Yeah, I
Right,
think
someone that
okay.
wants to do
Ugh.
that. Right.
Like,
But
do
I
you want
can't
to
imagine.
If you're on a date with somebody and they turn to you and say, "Do you want to run a marathon together?"
No.
Nope. Do you want to hike Mount Everlast with me?
Remember?
Yes.
Remember friggin' Shoesy Pants?
Of course.
Yeah.
He was always running marathons.
Yes.
Still is.
Yes.
Okay.
Can
I
you,
always asked
can
him.
you be clear?
So on Schmoes,
sorry,
one of the first kind of iteration of,
I'm
of
lost.
this show.
I'm confused.
No, that's fair. So we had Joe Ruggiero, who was JT's first rival.
Yes.
Yeah.
Lovingly went by the name of Shoesy Pants.
Right.
He was an old character on the Schmoes show. So
The Toad Hop days,
Yes.
early Toad Hop days.
Yes, he was a marathon guy.
Yes.
It was a trivia thing, and he couldn't get a Forrest Gump thing. He's like, I don't know, Shoesy Pants.
Shoesy
and that-
Pants, and I said that's your
was
name
it.
from now on.
That is it.
So you
Correct.
were Shoesy Pants. Yeah, that was back in the
He's
day.
always running marathons. He's like, this is miserable. I was like, so why do
Right.
it?
I know.
But your nipples bleed.
Totally.
I don't want to do anything that makes my nipples bleed.
Okay.
You know what's funny? The other thing.
Let me do a quick marathon story for
Please.
you. Okay.
You tried, threw up all over yourself.
No. I once ran like 3 miles in a row in high school, and I was like, there's no chance I'm ever, because I swam like 30 miles a week.
I don't
right,
run
in
unless
a
someone's
pool.
chasing me.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
My thoughts on running to somewhere from something.
Right.
That's it. If the cops are chasing you, you run away from them. If you need to get somewhere on time and you're late, you run to that place. There's
Ran
no-
one time really fast on acid. Ever tell you that story?
Yeah.
I'll tell you
Is that true?
Yeah, popped out my leg because I thought I was a superhero.
See? That's why you. That's why
Please
you run.
write it down. Remember it.
The acid story?
Yeah, I have to.
I can't remember. I
Acid's a
can't
hell of
forget
a
that
drug.
story.
Keep going.
I was 19.
So my mom's
Well, it's
really
going fast. I'll tell you that.
my mom's really good friend. Okay, we were actually at their family wedding this weekend. She had to get a new hip because she ran all the time. Okay, all the time. She once told me that she was running with a guy and he had done so many marathons that he had to get a testicle removed because the testicles dangled so much while running.
See? Slapping off the side and saying,
Wait, he got it removed in order to run faster, or
No.
Got,
It just
got it removed
smashed.
because he had destroyed his testicle. It wasn't testicular
bouncing
cancer or anything
around
like
on his
that.
thighs because runners' thighs are so muscular.
Can you get-
It's like hitting a brick wall.
can you wear a
That
cup?
makes me.
That's
Yeah,
right.
you can.
God.
Probably should
I'm
have.
sure there's ways to do this, but this man lost a testicle just to run.
That I don't have testicles, and my testicles hurt
Hurt
right
because
now.
of that. Yeah.
Yep.
No thanks.
Yes.
No.
I know. I'm having the. It's like.
Yeah.
I'm all right. No, thank you.
Okay, go ahead, Mr. Acid.
That was I
Runner.
don't know. I was like probably 19, and I worked at this movie theater, and I don't know. I wound up doing it, and I remember being
It was before the gym.
No. I was on Bell Boulevard, which is a street in Queens, right? And I was.
So yes.
I don't know where everybody what?
Before you worked at the gym.
Oh yes. Before
I'm just
I worked
putting
at the-
together
I think so
all the
before I
odd-
went to the gym. Yeah. No, that was years before. So I don't know where the hell my friends were, but they were not with me, and it was cold out, and I remember going, I can run fast, and I cannot run fast. I am very slow, but I ran fast, and I was running really fast, and I said, oh my gosh, how am I running this fast? And then my leg went, stop doing that, and it went boop. And I went, this hurts bad. And I was like limping down on the
This
floor.
hurts bad.
And I said, I'm on the street, on the floor. I look homeless. I said, time to get up now, hobbling down the street. But then it just popped back in, and I started going. And my friend, who was not tripping, but he was hammered on whiskey, drank a whole bottle. The Irish kid of Wild Turkey.
I loved Wild Turkey.
We
back
began
in
to
the
call
day.
him Trash Kicking Palia, TK Palia, because he would go as fast as he could and boot the trash into the street. And it was like watching Sebastian Janikowski back in the day kicking 55-yard field goals. Well done. And we would say, and every time he would drink, it would be like, oh, there's TK Palia. One day we had this my mom went out of town. We had this huge party at my house, and you would fit in so well at these parties.
Mm-hmm.
So I make it seem like I was really tripping on acid a lot back then, but I guess I was because I was same party tripping on acid, different day. I come down.
We didn't get a lot of acid. We got a lot of mushrooms.
It
I lived near
was like
farms.
the summer that I was doing it, and I get this is definitely my daughter definitely watches Schmo now, not watching this show, but I'm upstairs dating this girl all the time.
Dad, what's acid?
Yeah, and I walking down this, and my mom did not know we were having this party. She was out of town, so I walk down the stairs, and TK Palia is in full effect at this point. He's got his leather jacket on and the hood, and he's hammered. And my mom had these really nice chairs, like these wicker chairs, and he's sitting in the chair, and his ass is hanging through the chair. He broke the chair. It's like, and he's just sitting in there, and I go, hey, what are you doing? He's what? And he's hanging through the chair. And I go, what? You broke the chair? He goes, nah. No, I didn't. I go, you're hanging through the fucking chair. And he's like, that's fine. It'll be fixed. I'm like, it's broken, man. It is broken.
You're gonna
Can't
fix
fix
it.
wicker.
No.
Yeah.
It was done. And then for some reason, again, this is 19-year-old kids. It was like ice in the backyard. We started doing like these wrestling matches.
Ooh, nice.
And like people, and everybody's wrestling in the back. And the girls are cheering it on. And then you hear like, let me through. Let me through! And TK Palia with the hoodie comes in, goes after the 6'4" guy, right? And he's like, I'm TK Palia, I can handle it all. And the guy's like, all right, come on. Picks him up and throws him into the bushes.
Goodbye.
Wait, go
was
back.
yeah.
So you had popped your leg out. He was on the Wild Turkey.
Yeah, and that was it. I mean, that was the end of the
Oh,
story.
that
Yeah,
was
the leg
it?
was fine. I mean, yeah, I caught up to my friend.
Was he like, what's wrong with your leg?
I was limping. I mean, you're an idiot. You know,
One time, this girl that I went to high school with, her name was Jill. Her and her
I
boyfriend.
kind of knew that her name was going to be Jill.
Jill the shill.
Yeah, I don't know why. When you started
She
the
loves
story, I was like,
Disney.
it's
She
Jill.
does.
Your body told you the
You're my
name.
body. Sometimes it's right. And my
Fucking shill.
body.
Jill the shill loves Captain Marvel.
Jill the Shill. Yeah.
Would she go to Mount Everest?
She'd love Mount Everlast. Let me tell you.
I got to get in touch
Okay,
with
keep
Everlast
going.
people. We got to try to make this happen.
100%.
So
I mean, like Firefest.
I was gonna say, could it be the next
But like
Firefest?
legit.
Should. Totally legit.
And it's every single day. Everlast just plays like a 4-hour set of cover songs that
Right.
aren't his.
Matt
Tell me
LeBlanc
about
shows-
Jill.
Matt LeBlanc shows up every Wednesday.
100%.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So Jill,
So Jill and her boyfriend was the scariest dude in our high school.
why? 6'5"?
No, he was only like 6'1", but he was so intense. Like he was a wrestler, and he could put his face through a wall. Like
And he
was
just
one of
wants to
those
fight
dudes.
everybody?
Yes,
Yeah.
always wanted to fight everybody. So he and Jill, and like I said, we live near farms, so they were always out in the fields looking under cow shit for mushrooms. Okay.
Yeah.
So they found
As
them.
one
Wait,
does.
what?
Yeah, that's where the mushrooms come from.
That's where the
Yeah.
mushrooms
But they were
grow.
just looking for it?
Oh, yeah.
We're going to just test it?
Yeah, totally.
Oh, yeah. Remember,
It's a
why?
thing.
Why? Because a teenager.
Totally,
You're
but
idiots.
like dead. You know, some of those will.
I didn't make the rules.
Okay.
Right. He was just there.
This is also an activity for Mount Everlast.
Yes.
Correct. Oh,
You,
yes.
you, Mount
This-
Everest.
we
you
gotta-
hunt-
we gotta put this
Yes,
in.
you have Mount Everest. You have on every Monday at noon. You hunt for
Mushrooms.
Mushrooms. Calcium mushrooms.
Ugh.
Sponsored by Everlast.
Yes. Well, the whole the mountain. Don't be stupid. The whole fucking mountain.
Yeah,
is
it's
not-
fine. Yeah.
The whole thing. Come on.
Don't be
Special title
stupid.
cards, each
Yeah,
one.
come on.
Everlast batteries and Everlast boxing equipment too are on
That's
sale.
yeah.
They sponsor it.
Correct.
Yeah.
Are you
Makes
going to run
sense.
the boxing ring or no?
Yeah.
Not now.
Not on the mountain?
No.
Just for the
I'm-
weekend?
did you not hear a word I said? I'm going there to relax.
Okay.
I'm not going there
I
to
don't know
work.
if that's going to happen.
But I
I'm
would
not going
see
to
you
work.
relaxing and watching these people do it and being happy with
I would
it.
go there to chill out. And I would watch Everlast play on Mount Everlast.
Yeah.
Right.
Who are you going to pass on the duties to?
The
So
promoter
whoever has to
thing?
take a shit,
Alex.
they got to do duty.
Clearly.
Come
Alex
on, Cody. No, I wanted the wow. Forget it.
Why don't you play along with my games today?
I did.
Okay.
totally playing with them.
Fine.
Keep going.
Okay, so Jill and her boyfriend Brendan find a gold mine of mushrooms. Okay, they found like 2 trash bags full of mushrooms, which is an
Holy
insane
shit.
amount of mushrooms. That's like $50,000
That's jail
in
time.
mushrooms. Yes, totally. So they take the mushrooms back, and word spreads in our high school like effing wildfire. Right? Everybody's like, they got mushrooms! Ah! Jill came to school. They found them on like a Wednesday evening. They like dried them out for a day, which you should dry out mushrooms for like a month.
Right.
They drive them out for a day. They come in. You know that her and her boyfriend are on mushrooms because their face is blue.
And they're on mushrooms in school.
in school.
Yes, yeah. see, I didn't-
I was green, I would die.
I didn't touch a damn thing until I graduated high school.
Oh yeah. Okay. Well, my high school, we again, it was an amazing high school, but there were points when you lived out in the kind of not the sticks, but where farms were next to where we lived.
Right.
Right. So
I'm
anyway,
confused about where you live, I guess. I thought you were
I lived in the
kind of
last.
more of a city boy.
I lived in the last suburb before the country started.
Okay.
Basically.
Can you believe Ralph's is going out of business, by the way?
Is it really?
No. Go ahead, finish.
This is, why are you doing this to
incredible.
everybody?
Because it works.
Yeah. Because I believe it.
So.
Carrying on.
Please finish.
I gotta know about Jill.
So it was like they had gotten these
the
mushrooms.
mushroom
They're like,
poops?
why is your face blue? And then she was like, well, the mushrooms are blue. And
Oh, Cody should have won with it.
she'd had it.
Yeah.
So everybody's like, are you sure you're okay? And Jill was like, they were so messed
Elliot
up.
Dewberry
right?
style?
Totally, right? So that night they have a party, and there is
Elliot
easily
Blueberry.
100 people on mushrooms, like 100 people on mushrooms at this party, and everybody's just like chewing them and kind of going crazy.
It's like an Apatow movie.
It was pure insanity, right? So I tell my buddy, I'm like, dude, I'm telling you, I can jump that fence. And it was Colton, but I was gonna leap
But
it.
you
like,
didn't do it. No way. You got
So-
halfway up and then fell in your ass.
So I go to hurdle it like I'm Carl
And this
Lewis
is what,
in
a
the
17-year-old
84 Olympics.
Macuga?
17-year-old
Yeah.
Macuga, right? So I go to try and jump, and I jump. It was a wooden fence, and my leg goes through the fence.
Yeah.
And my leg just got caught there. And I was so messed up. My buddies were kind of freaking out that they left me there for like a half an hour with my leg through, and I was like, I can't get my leg.
It was like Christmas Story.
It was totally.
Yeah.
And they were
Right.
just handing me mushrooms, and I just kept eating them.
can't
get out.
It's fine.
This is unbelievable to me because when I'm tripping, I don't think I can do anything.
Oh no!
Oh,
you
man.
guys believe you can do everything. When I'm
Totally.
tripping, I can't eat a slice of a piece of cookie. I can't eat anything.
I once
can't
touched
do
a tree
anything.
Want some cookies?
and believed
Yes.
that I knew when that tree was formed. and everything about the essence of that tree.
Yeah, that kind of thing.
Became
But
that
I'm
tree.
not like I could fight somebody, I could jump that fence, I could run fast. Like I know about trees also, but I can't. I'm not like I could do this. But I can't do anything.
Well,
there you go.
they got me out of the fence, and my leg was just bleeding terribly, right?
Oh,
and
God.
they were like, my buddy goes, it was a red fence.
It's good.
It's a good one.
I like that
That
one,
was
too.
a good one, right?
Well,
Was it?
the good news is on Sundays
No.
at 11 a.m. on Mount Everest, you can kick wooden fences that will not cut your legs.
Right.
All right. I like the attitude and the mood that we're in today. I got to be honest with you. I don't know what this says. I don't know what this note is.
I know.
Sometimes it says Pet Lemmy. I don't know what Pet Lemmy means.
Is that supposed to be Pet Cemetery?
Yes, thank
Pet
you.
Cemetery.
Pet Cemetery. We're going to see it next Wednesday.
Why is cemetery spelled that way?
I don't make words.
Because the kids wrote it on
No,
the
not
sign.
not cemetery. Oh,
The kids write it, so yeah.
Yeah. So Pet Cemetery. Pet Cemetery is next.
'Cause
The screening.
children.
The screening is next Wednesday. I am taking Josh Macuga with me. So if you are there, I really hope that we sit next to
Becca,
Rebecca.
dude, I'm telling you, here's what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
Okay? I'm going to get there
sorry.
a little early. Okay? And I'm going to see her walk in. Like, hopefully she walks in.
Hello.
And as soon as she walks, I'm going to like play it dumb. I'm going to watch her and see where she sits, and I'm going to go sit right next to her. I was trying to talk to Scott Mance
You got to
yesterday.
pull a Seinfeld.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah, and she goes, hello, Macuga.
Yes.
Talk to that mic, will you?
So I talked to Mance yesterday, and I was trying to talk to Mance yesterday, and I was like, Mance, where's Mance? He left right before I could get to him because Becca Ford knows who Mance is.
Who
because
doesn't
he was
know who
I know,
Mance
right?
is?
Of course,
They're like,
Mance.
oh, there's Mance.
There is not one person in that theater that does not know who Scott Mance
You're
is.
right. You're correct.
Yeah.
In
The mayor.
100%. So, but that is my goal in this. And whoever posted that.
Oh,
the
it's
thing
Rasika. It
in
was Rasika. Yeah, so let's go to the Facebook group if we can find that
Yeah.
thing because it's really good. It's here somewhere.
Why did none of the posts in the Facebook group come up? Am I not a member of it?
You should be.
I was gonna
It's
say.
old Smallville. Old
Yeah.
Smallville ones. No, it's farther down, guys, because it was from like this. No, or keep going up, but it's farther down. No, the pictures were good. All right, forget it.
Yeah, there we are.
Come too far.
All right, come too far. So he posted this picture last. It was so good that people actually thought it was
A real
legit
headline.
article. Yeah.
I need to get it and post it.
Yeah, they're
But
looking for
listen,
it.
I'm pleading to anybody out there listening. We need to get Becca Ford to call into this show.
I don't think she will, man. I don't think she's. I think she's a pretty serious
watched her
critic.
I don't
Views
see
now.
her with much of a sense of humor
don't-
based on that tweet.
I don't
No,
think
not at
so.
all.
I've watched. She's,
Her friend. We should get her friend. I liked
Her
her.
friend was
Here-
good. She's like, I survived.
Yeah.
Here's what I'll say. She's a very good reporter, and
Yeah.
I watched some of her stuff that she did. She's legit.
Who
She's
cares?
That's nice. But
Ooh, fight.
she's
Ross.
legit.
Yeah.
She's like a really. I've watched a lot of her Oscar coverage, but I wouldn't associate the word fun
Okay.
with her.
Yeah.
I would associate professional. I would say.
What are all these pictures?
This is all stuff that is inside the Facebook group. You just
So
keep
what
going.
am I getting again for Pet Cemetery? Because Morton's is still on.
That's April. Yeah. No, Pet Cemetery. I think you said for the bit. We can do the bit. Come on.
How about
A what?
How about a lunch? How about like a Yard House lunch?
Why don't you just tack more onto the Mortons?
would-
Like
No,
you get like a drink at Mortons.
That's a waste for, and we're gonna do that anyway. That's a waste for him.
I was trying to help you.
I know, but I'm not gonna screw the guy.
You
out.
said for the bit. Are you-
There it is. There it is. All right. So
What just happened?
Yeah.
But listen, this is what
Cody,
Rasika
text
posted.
that
This
to me.
Hollywood Reporter: How I Survived the Large Man Who Yelled Like a 14-Year-old Girl at the U.S. screening by Rebecca Ford. It's a really funny thing. She did not really
Us,
write this.
the us
What did I
screening.
say? U.S. I'm in a thing.
The United States screening.
Yeah.
Can you tag me in
That's
that
what it is.
picture
It's
right
fine.
now? Can somebody tag me in that picture so I can find it ASAP, and then I can put that on all
Yeah,
my social
it is-
medias and hope that Rebecca Ford sees
You should
it.
tag her.
Yeah. you think? Yeah.
I would love to have her on the show.
Well, that's
where
what I was hoping that the Moultons were going to
I-
come in today so that I could be like, hey, Leonard, do you know
Don't
Becca
tag her
Ford?
on the Facebook post. I'm
I
hoping.
think she's my arch now.
I'm actually hoping. Yeah, I'm actually hoping that she's really like that. We're dead wrong, and she's like really fun.
I know.
And like she's like
fat
breaking.
chance.
Really?
I want to give her the benefit of the doubt. I want to see her at this Pet Sematary screening and be like, "Oh, Rebecca!"
Sit next to her and she
What
just
are you
bails.
seeing you
She's probably
here?
trying to get you kicked out.
Oh, I know, right? I would just like come up and give her popcorn. I was like, "Great to see you here, and so fantastic we got to meet." It's been great
Maybe we should be
meeting with you.
smarter about this. Why don't
What's
you
that?
try to
Have you ever
befriend
listened to
her
this show?
friend?
Well, I don't want to befriend her friend. I don't care about that person. I want to befriend
No, but
Becca
then
Ford.
you should
But she was
infiltrate-
cool though. She was like, I
infiltrate
survived and was
her
joking.
entire
Yes.
life.
All right.
All right, listen. This is a heated subject.
We're
Let's not
going.
keep on
It's
going.
getting a little dark.
I'd rather talk about something that Macuga wants to talk about. WrestleMania is coming up around
Yes.
the corner.
There it is.
Wait, I heard there was
Yes.
there WrestleMania coming up in Pittsburgh or something? Somebody tagged me in a Pittsburgh
You kept
wrestling
saying that
event.
the other day, and I don't think that WrestleMania is that. They might be another pay-per-view that they're doing, maybe.
Oh.
But WrestleMania is around the corner. Roxy, something pretty historic, as they announced recently, and on ESPN they showed it for the first time ever.
Can I guess what it is?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
No,
It's historic
Yes.
that Icebox from Little Giants
Right.
is going to be in WrestleMania.
That is absolutely incorrect.
dang.
Michael Che and Jost are in WrestleMania. They have a big storyline. They're going to be in the Battle Royal.
Really?
Yeah, and I don't mind them being in the Battle Royal, but they should not win it. One of them should not win it.
Wait, this
But
is not a joke. Colin
that is
Jost
not
and
a
Michael
joke.
J.
Jost and Che are in WrestleMania, but that is not the main event.
Okay.
For the first time in WWE history, women will be headlining
Nice.
the event, and I'll
cool.
tell you,
And you
it's-
called that.
and because it is something that should have happened.
Is it going to be Roxy and Becca Ford?
Yes.
That's what
yeah,
I
and they're
thought.
just going to be trading. She'll be defending you the whole time, and Rebecca Ford will be talking about how you're.
Monotonely angry at me.
Yeah, yes. So no, that is not the event. Is going to be Ronda Rousey, Ric Flair's daughter Charlotte Flair, and Becky Lynch, aka the Man. They're going to be having a triple threat match. Something big that happened last night that no one expected was that Charlotte Flair took the SmackDown championship. So you're going to have the SmackDown champion versus the Raw champion, and then Becky Lynch. I think that it should be a title for title match, because imagine if Becky Lynch won and then she gets both championships and you have a unified champion. That's something that hasn't happened in a long time. I think it would be exciting. I think it would be different.
I thought that you were upset that it was going to be the three of them, though.
I was at first, but then
but
I just
you're
have-
feeling okay about
no,
it
it's
now.
got to accept it. I think that the fact that they took the title off of Asuka last night
Mm-hmm.
to give it to Charlotte Flair and to put a little more legitimacy on it. I still thought that Becky Lynch and Ronda could have carried it, but with the three of them now, and that's what it is. We've had to accept it. I've never ever disputed that it's going to be a good match as far as technically goes. All three of them are going to put on a hell of a show. It's just I don't think it was necessary. I don't think that they trusted in Becky Lynch versus Ronda Rousey, but they're building it up, and now you're going to have these three women in this historic match.
Do you think there's going to be any surprises? Obviously, there
Throughout
are. but-
WrestleMania, I mean, it's going to be like the longest WrestleMania in
Ever,
history. It's
yeah.
like something like 4.5 or 5 hours.
Where is it? gonna
Maybe
be held?
longer.
Where's it held?
It's in MetLife. Yeah, yeah. It's going to be.
You want to go?
No.
It's like 80,000 people or something.
5 hours of wrestling?
Yeah, something like that. But it's going to.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a long.
Yeah, it might be even more than that.
Could Bibiani stand?
Probably. We'll see. But it's a really historic event, and there's going to be a lot of other matches that are happening, obviously. But this is something. My pick is still that I think Becky Lynch is going to win.
I think that if she doesn't, they're going to have hell on their hands, because every single person is saying
Thinks
that.
yeah,
Every person.
It's also about execution, because it looks like Ronda Rousey is going to take a bit of a break after this. She wants to take a little bit of break, focus on her family.
Fighting more people.
Maybe we'll just take a break. And Charlotte Flair what's probably going to happen is Becky will win the Raw Championship, and then Charlotte will be the SmackDown champion. Because I don't think they're going to do what I want them to do. And then you'll have them.
Is Becky Lynch the heavyweight champion of the world right now?
No, she's not. It's Ronda Rousey is the Raw champion, and Charlotte is the SmackDown champion.
So there's no heavyweight champion of the world like of the WWE.
That's kind of what it is now.
okay.
And the main champion for Raw is Brock Lesnar, and for SmackDown is Daniel Bryan.
Gotcha.
And so they will all of them will be defending the titles. Every belt is defended. There's all these different things that are happening, and it's right around the corner. So it's going to be a pretty stacked event. It was funny because my daughter tries to. Because it's violent, obviously. My wife isn't thrilled about her watching any of its stuff, but
Nor am I.
the other day, my daughter pitches it to my wife. She's like, "Hey, Mom." She always pitches stuff. So sometimes we laugh, and I'll give her stuff to tell my wife, and I go, "Try this one." She's like, "Hey, Mom, I'm gonna watch Game of Thrones," and she's like, "No, you're not." And she's like, "I know." So she goes up to her and says, "Mom, I'm gonna watch the the main event because there's women in the WrestleMania. And my wife goes, we'll see. My daughter goes,
Whoa.
she's like, how do we?
What do you think the chances are?
30%. You know,
Do you look at it and go,
bad.
play it cool, play it cool?
Yeah, I said we'll see. It's
Easy,
just
we'll talk it.
I
Are
also
you going to watch the whole thing?
the whole thing not in sitting. But you know, I fast forward through a lot of stuff now. It's not like when I was younger, I watched everything. Like you couldn't catch me fast forwarding shit. But I also, you know, there's a lot of things. I'm more excited, to be honest. I'm more excited about AEW. I want to see what AEW is going to do. I think that's going to speak to the purist in me as far as wrestling goes. It's going to speak to me and the sports fan.
There's a man named Daniel Bryan that's the heavyweight.
Bryant.
Oh, Bryant. I was like, I don't trust a man with 2 first names.
Yeah, Daniel Bryant. But he's a little guy too.
He's a little guy.
Yeah, he's little.
Wolverine style.
Well, yeah, he is. Well, he was a guy that he was definitely after my time, but he became very popular with fans because he was a little guy, pulled the thing, but then had like a really serious neck injury.
Oh, no.
And then he was out and looked like he was done. But I think over the last year he had his comeback, and then he turned heel, and then he became champion.
I will say this right now. I would rather be a professional wrestler any day of the week.
It is Daniel Bryan. I thought it was Bryan.
Oh.
You're right.
See?
Hey,
we both were wrong.
Good job,
It is
Macuga.
Daniel Bryan.
He also
I,
looks like
I
he's from
don't.
Duck Dynasty.
I don't follow at all, but I literally would have bet
Wait a second.
$100 on that
Hold
that
on.
it was Brian.
Is that the guy that does the meme? Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. That.
Yeah.
And somebody
Why did
posts
I
that
think
on
that too?
something
Yeah.
all the time.
Yeah. He also looks like a guy I used to work with over The Bachelor, Elon Gale. Bring up Elon Gale. ELAN.
I met that
Gale.
guy.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
Elon.
I would rather be a professional wrestler for like 6 years than even attempt to climb Mount Everlast.
Daniel Bryan and Elon Gale.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. It just reminds me. Similar.
Good-
They're
good
going
as
to be
hell.
brothers. How about
He
that?
looks like Howard Stern.
Who? Gale?
Yeah.
No. Zoom in on Gale. He doesn't look like Howard Stern. He looks like
I think
Howard
it's the
Stern.
hair that you're looking at.
Yeah,
It
maybe.
makes him look that way.
Yeah. Anyway, so WrestleMania is coming up. It's going to be pretty soon on Sunday around like 3 o'clock
This
p.m.
Sunday?
They're going to show it on Everlast Mountain. They'll
Oh,
be showing
nice.
early because everyone else have to watch it when it
Right.
comes out in
Yeah,
April.
yeah.
Does Satin go to these things?
He does. Yeah, media-wise, I mean, he's able to go for sure. So, it's heating up, Raw and SmackDown. So, if you are a fan, you should check it out. And what the good thing, what's cool about, I'd say this show, and I think Schmodown too, is, and I've gotten a lot of messages that people who were never into wrestling, who started watching it and started getting into it because of stuff we did with Schmodown, and then there's other people who, because we talked about it on this show, were curious and wanted to see it, what it was, started getting into it, and then there's because it's just, I think, and the other people who went to see, what's the movie, Fighting with My Family.
I can't believe I still haven't seen that.
I can't wait for both of you guys to see that because I want to see what your thoughts on.
I'm telling you, I like anything
Yeah.
that is a narrative, especially
you'll
family
dig it.
true story.
Yeah,
I bet
you'll
I
dig
will.
it.
I was
Yeah.
having a hard time because they were showing it such a small amount of theaters and they weren't showing
Yeah.
at good times. I wish that it was more of a
100%.
It should have been more,
wide, yeah.
especially it goes back to the conversation that we had yesterday or whatever it was about streaming.
Yeah.
It's
if it was streaming, I obviously would watch it.
of course the streaming, but it's because the money that goes into it that they don't think they're going to be able to make that kind of money, so they don't put it in a lot of theaters, and it winds up making its money on Blu-ray and then the digital deals that they do because the movie cost how much it doesn't say, but it made that's kind of shitty though that it deserved to make way more than 22 million.
22
It made
million.
that's all it made. It didn't. It,
Wow.
22
That
million.
sucks.
It's horseshit. It should have.
And it doesn't do anything. Did it do anything international? Did
It doesn't
even go
say.
international?
It doesn't say. But the point is, yeah, it was a limited of 138,
What is
138,000.
the WWE's reach international wise? I'd like to see those stats. Like, do you know what I mean?
Big.
Yeah.
But the wrestling audience doesn't it's like when all these YouTube stars back in the day were getting these TV shows and like, oh, these shows are gonna crush because they're audience, and the audience didn't move because like, no, when I'm leaving this is what I watch. I watch YouTube. I'm not going to watch you on Nickelodeon. I don't give a shit about you.
Right.
I give a shit about YouTube. If you're on YouTube, I'll watch you. And the WWE audience is very similar.
Totally.
It's like and look in some
Why do you
aspect.
think? What do you think that is?
I think it's just human nature for some reason too. Because you look at the MCU also, right? Tony Stark is one of the most popular characters out there. They thought, oh man, everybody's the MCU and it's going to follow him over to watch the Judge. Nobody went over to watch the Judge. It wasn't Tony Stark. So and the funny thing is, The Rock is playing the Rock in this movie. Nobody went to see it, which is bullshit because the movie's awesome. It's one of my favorite movies, if not my favorite movie of the year.
Do you like? I know for a fact that the ratings on The Rock's Titan games, which he spent, a boatload of money to build, it's not great.
Yeah.
You know,
Because we have
Didn't Kevin Hart have one too that was not doing particularly well?
like a games
Yeah,
thing.
like a some
no,
kind
you're
of-
thinking of Jamie Foxx, right? Because Jamie
I'm
Foxx
not
had
thinking of somebody
no.
else.
I
But
thought, I thought
did Jamie Foxx have one?
Yeah, Jamie Foxx had a
No,
game
I was
show.
thinking. I thought I saw an advertisement for Kevin Hart having some kind of.
Oh, there you go. TKO Total
TKO,
Knockout.
yeah.
You're right. Yeah. I don't. What the hell is that? I don't even know what that is.
I mean, I
Yeah.
guess people don't want to go past American Ninja Warrior. They're like, oh, this is American Ninja
That's
Warrior.
exactly
ripoff.
right. My daughter actually did watch the Titan game because
Yeah.
she loves The Rock, and
Yeah.
she watched a little bit of it, but even she just, I guess, forgot about it. But she watched it, but she loved American Ninja Warrior.
Yeah.
That show was first. And basically what they said, I guarantee you in those meetings, it was like, this premise is pretty much just like Ninja Warrior. Yeah, but we got The Rock. Oh, yeah, people are going to follow The Rock. It's for only so long.
It's
This show, literally, you guys have never heard of it, and it's Kevin freaking Hart.
Yeah,
Like,
contestants from all walks of life battle against each other in this new obstacle course competition series from executive producer Mark Burnett. During each episode, contestants race through a daunting obstacle course one at a time through the other four players' man battle stations along the way, firing over the time. It's
amazing.
it was this summer,
Yeah.
and like this is
last
how
summer,
I.
right? Right.
It was last
yeah,
summer.
yeah.
This is how I know if Josh or I have not heard of a show, you're not
correct.
No.
It's not doing well.
I'm not going to hear about it.
Four
all
out of
then.
10. 4 out of 10 rating. So so his show isn't doing good.
Well,
Titan?
I mean, it's doing fine, but it's not like gangbusters. You know what I mean? It's on a network TV. It's the thing about it with Titan Games versus American Ninja Warrior is something like my uncle who's 66 years old is like they should do an American Ninja Warrior seniors thing because like if they made it a little bit easier, I'd like to do some of these things. It'd be cool to see people my age do it.
Right.
Great idea. The Titan Games are hitting like a concrete ball with a sledgehammer and then like punching a lion and then like jump kicking up Mount
It's
Everest.
crazy, yeah.
You know what I mean?
I have watched a little bit,
It's hard
yeah.
to imagine that, but when you're
and
watching
the
American
people
Ninja,
are jacked. It's not like anyone it's not anyone that you can relate to.
No,
Because
American
they-
Ninja Warrior, like, all right, that
That's
dude,
a school teacher
I
from
think-
Minnesota,
I
yeah.
feel like I'm kind of close to that guy. What can I get? Like, what can I get across? The Titan Games, you're like, listen, there's going to be a crane, and you're going to be hiked up 40 feet, and then you got to jump down and land on your mother-in-law and eat a cake. You're like, what is this obstacle course? It's ridiculous.
As a complete different side note, this is how the example with The Rock and Kevin Hart and all of these things. This is what I use to my grandmother when she's like, "Why aren't you hosting a game show?" Like, remember when 10 years ago, if you would see somebody hosting, I guess maybe 15 years ago, American Idol or whatever,
Yeah.
it was the first time you'd ever seen that person's face.
Totally.
Yeah.
Now it's literally all A-list actors.
Yeah,
I know.
That
They
have all
want to pull in.
decided,
They got to pull
All
in
these
because
shows-
some of these concepts are kind of similar. You're talking about American Ninja Warrior and all this. They need that guy to
this
come
is
in.
why-
Like The
But
Rock.
also, too, but on the flip side of that, and that's what I've always gotten the pushback from wanting to host Jeopardy, right? Get better Alex Trebek, right? Jeopardy is, hey, man, you're not Drew Carey. I'm like, okay, great. But is the fact that Drew Carey is the host of Price is Right make more people watch it? Or is it the game that is Price is Right? Like, is it because The Rock is doing Titan Games more people? It's not The Rock doing the Titan Games.
Right.
He's just hosting it.
He's selling it. That's
He's
the thing,
selling
yeah.
it. I think that, like, yes, it pushes a little bit, The Rock, but more than likely, people just want to see The Rock and Kevin Hart do another Jumanji.
Titan Games is very different from, say, not for the obvious reasons of Price is Right, because Price is Right already had a legacy behind it.
True.
And Bob Barker had done so much with that show for a long time. So I'm agreeing with the point. You didn't necessarily need Drew Carey. You wanted someone like him because he had done so much work before and had the Whose Line Is It Anyway? And you knew, and he was a comedian, so you knew he could handle it, and it definitely helped, but it didn't sell the show. The Rock sells the show because no one knows what the fuck the Titan Games is.
Yeah,
true.
So that you need. Because now everybody knows about this show, even if you're not watching it. You know about it because The Rock has been
But
pushing it.
even that didn't work, I guess.
Well, right, but at
So-
least people know about it.
Yeah.
And that's the difference. You didn't need people to know about The Price is Right because everybody knew about it.
Yeah.
It just happened. You got more publicity with it once you started mentioning Drew Carey was
Do
in
you
it.
think with Kevin Hart's show, even less people would have known about it if it was the Josh Macuga total knockout?
Probably, yeah. What is this show? Who is that guy now? But Jeopardy, let's say Macuga accomplishes his lifelong dream and becomes the host. It's like what it would be is the pressure would be on because it'd be like, who the fuck is this guy? But it's Jeopardy.
It's Jeopardy.
But they
yeah.
know they're going to watch it. And it's very similar to
It's a proven entity.
Yeah, it's like it's proven already, and here it's again pressure is on this new dude that nobody knows.
Like
but
Trevor
it's-
Noah.
But it's Jeopardy. The pressure's more on someone like The Rock because now The Rock has to establish
Yes.
this brand that no one knows and is going to say is a direct ripoff of American Ninja Warrior.
Totally.
That's really what
100%.
happened. So yeah, that's it. So we're going to move on a little bit too. There's a couple of different things. Oh, there's a lot of news that I think we can get to in the 11 o'clock. So if there's anything else that we can talk about, maybe go to a short break now.
Can we real quick? So
Tomorrow is finally getting a fucking sequel.
I heard about that.
tonight at the ArcLight, if you live here in Hollywood, we're screening. Collider.com is sponsoring a screening of the first 2 episodes of Hannah. It's an Amazon original, Amazon Prime original.
Looks good, and I love that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the first episode was available, and now they're going to release the first 2 tonight at the ArcLight. So if you're in Hollywood or LA and you want to come hang out, Thad and I will be there.
What's the genre?
Meet and greet
It's
after.
like crime thriller, and it's a thriller more so than anything else. Did you ever see the movie?
No.
Oh, it's good.
I thought it was a horror movie.
No. It's like Eric Bana plays her dad in the beginning of the movie, and she's like a
trained assassin from
a
the
young
Yeah.
girl. Yeah.
Cool. So what are you and Thad doing for it?
we're going to screen the first 2 episodes, and then we'll be at the bar after if people want to come hang out, and we may do a Q&A depending on time.
Free tickets.
Free tickets.
Free tickets.
Go to Collider.com. check it out.
Collider.com. Go
That's
hang
awesome.
out with Macugs and Thad tonight. And I think some other people will be there too. So get your tickets. You can get them at Collider.com. Speaking of tickets, you can also Free for All is in the past, everybody. But if you want to watch it, you can watch it on Friday on the Schmodown channel. It'll be available for you guys to watch it there. There are 3 events on sale right now that you can go to. The first, obviously, is April 13th in Chicago. It's funny, I did a little bit of a research last night because we have over 860 tickets sold so far, which is crazy.
860? Wow, that
860.
number keeps going up. The theater
860.
can't hold many more than that.
That's when we're taking out people. We're taking out some of the seats because of the crew and stuff too, and because of some guests. But I looked last night. If we wanted to, and more people bought tickets, they wanted to. Apparently, you could fit in 970 people in that.
Nice.
place. I don't think.
How
that
would
we're
we
gonna,
do that?
I don't know if I'm. I think that I might shut it down at about. If we hit 900, then I think done.
9.
Yeah, 9. But then we'll be done. But it's still, that is going to be insane. It is going to
Wow.
be insane in Chicago. And then the 2 other events that people, and I know that we're a little bit out, but I would recommend because they're starting to fill up. Houston, May 18th at Booker T's World Gym Arena, which is going to be so awesome, inside of a wrestling ring. Andrew Guy and Ben Bateman, one-on-one, are going to face each other. Yep, they're going to face each
fight.
other in a match. But I just announced the undercard. We're going to have the Founding Fathers, John Roca and Dan Merle, are going to play Double Toasted. Corey and Martin are coming back to the Schmodown. They actually made a video. It was hysterical. These guys, Double Toasted, are so funny. They are such funny guys. I love them, right? They made a challenge. It's like, we have never been asked back. Which is not true. But they said, we've never been asked back. And we want to play, and so we're gonna whoop asses again, and we're gonna they got beat the first time, so we're gonna beat them again. We're gonna face Dan Merle and Roca. They've never played Dan Merle and Roca. They played the real rejects, but they've just called out Dan and Roca. So I said, you know what? Now you get Dan and Roca. So they're gonna play them in Houston, and you can get tickets now at theschmodownlive.com. And finally, July 20th at Comic-Con. If you're making your Comic-Con plans, there's never anything to really do on Saturday. All the parties and everything, too, are usually on Thursday, Friday, or Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. It's usually when all the parties are. And there's never anything to do on Saturday night. Well, now you got something to do. Saturday, Rachel Cushing puts the Inner Geekdom Championship on the line, theschmodownlive.com.
Is that the only match that's
Right now, but there'll be an undercard. But right, I mean, we're so far out. I just know that Rachel's defending the title, so it's going to be good.
Will it be an undercard like Inner Geekdom undercard or another?
I don't know yet.
Like just
I
Schmodown?
don't know yet. It just depends.
What do you guys want to see?
Yeah, well, as the season kind of builds up, and there's more. I mean,
You'll get a shape of the story and then the rankings and all that.
I can tell you that the free for all, there's a number one. There, someone won a number one contender match. You know, there's someone won a title shot. Maybe something happens there with that. I'm not guaranteeing that. I don't know what's going to happen, but we're building up July 20th, and tickets are already going fast for that one because people who know they're going to be there July 20th. There's only like 500 seats for that one, so I would
I
get.
heard
it
we're doing a
quicker.
Collider Live before that, too.
That is absolutely not true. Yeah, it's absolutely not true. All right, listen, we're going to go to break. When we get back, there's so much to talk about. There really is. There's a leaked poster out there for episode 9. Is that true? Is that false? Then Maisie Williams basically said, I don't know when that fucking movie is coming out. We're going to talk about New Mutants after the break.
Hey, Collider fans, John Roca here. Look that behind me. There it is, Collider Sports. That's right, that is happening. We've got some great programming on there already. For those of you that have already watched, thanks so much. We got so much coming down the pike. We're talking about NFL. We're going to talk about NBA. There's plans about NHL. Golf is in the equation now. And, of course, the Premier League show that I host with Jack Hind, that's been in motion for the last couple of weeks. And then an MMA show is on the way from Dennis Zhang, me, and Jay Williams. All those things are happening here at Collider. And look, we want to hear from you, so we want you to listen. We want you to watch. If you're a sports fan, even if you're not a sports fan, we might entertain you, teach you something new about a sport that you may not have known much about, or maybe so deep into it that you wanted to learn even more about it. We've got you covered. You can do that. Follow us on iTunes and on YouTube. You can there watch all the shows or listen to all the shows that you want, and then leave us comments and rate the shows as well and review them. And then let us know what other sports you want us to cover. Look, we're not touching rugby. I'll just tell you that right now. That's as far out as we'll go, or cricket. But maybe in the future, if we go Collider worldwide, that's certainly a possibility. But for right now, Collider Sports is there for you. Take a look at it, take a watch, and let us know what you think.
Oh, hi guys. It's Perry here, and I am going to tell you about The Witching Hour. It is the show that I host along with Collider.com's Haley Fouch. It is in podcast form on the Collider Factory feed, and we also have the video up and running every Tuesday for you right there on the Collider Podcast YouTube channel. We talk about everything horror. We're talking TV, movies, the newest releases. We talk about movies that are celebrating anniversaries. We've even talked about books. It's crazy. If it is scary, we are talking about it on The Witching Hour. We also have so many filmmaker interviews, really cool stuff. It's all coming your way every single Tuesday on The Witching Hour. Check it out. Collider Factory and the Collider Podcast YouTube channel.
Hello, Collider Live. My name is Amy Dallin.
And I'm Coy Jandro, and we host a little show we love called Collider Heroes. And it is all of the things we love about movies, TV, comics themselves, all the breaking news, trailers, photos, but not paparazzi photos.
All of the superhero stuff we love, all of the indie comic stuff we love, all the stuff you had no idea was based on comics.
80 years of comic lore have led to this show, and many years in film and TV, and we're living in a golden age of comics, and we want to share all of that zeal with you folks.
So we talk about the stuff that's coming out. We talk about what we hope is coming out. We do fantasy casting of things that should exist. Why don't they exist?
And we do your Twitter questions asking directly to us what we think of certain things. And every single week, since we both actually love and read physical comics buy and print, we have a comic pull list where our 5 biggest favorite books of the week come out, and we dive into those with you guys.
You can buy digital. I'll forgive you. As long as you're paying for your comics. It's all good.
But if you buy in print, you can bag them and board them, and then they're worth more later, because comics are like certain things from the 90s that are totally worth the value. Buy comics, buy in print. Digital's never worth anything later. Buy in print. Keep comic stores alive.
Or we can debate collector's items all day long. We can debate casting. We can debate movie news. We can have all of our friends come join us, as we frequently do. We can ask professionals about their work. We've had some amazing guests come by the show.
Yep. We try to
can catch it every Wednesday.
That are on these properties that also love comics. You hear what it's like from their perspective, from inside, from outside, and this is all with the focus of bringing all this news to you guys. And we're here every Wednesday on Collider, and we love this stuff and we want to share it with you guys.
We'll see you then.
Hey guys, Riley here, and let me tell you about the Riley Roundtable. That's right, they gave Riley his own podcast. The Riley Roundtable is on its new home. It drops every Thursday. The Riley Roundtable is a little bit about everything. It's about movies and life and movies and everything in between. I like to have on special guests for discussions like Justice League versus Batman v Superman, for discussions about wine tasting, for discussions about UFOs, and everything in between. That's right, the Riley Roundtable drops on Thursdays on the One-on-One with Kristian Harloff podcast feed, and later on Collider Video's own podcast video network. So check it out every Thursday, the Riley Roundtable. See you there.
Hey everyone, John Roca here, one of the hosts for Collider Sports Time. That's our new show there on the Collider Sports Network. It's our flagship show, just like Collider Movie Talk. We get on, talk about a bunch of sports issues of the day and what is burning up social media, what topics are burning up social media. That's what we do on Collider Sports Time. I'm joined by my top 10 co-host, Matt Nost. Me and him, we welcome a bevy of guests every week to talk about NFL, the Major League Baseball playoffs, NHL, and the NBA, which is starting up soon. We're going to talk about that. We also get into UFC stuff, college football, all the stuff that's happening in the world of sports. We're going to cover it on Collider Sports Time, and we're going to take the time to break it all down and give our opinions and our unique takes and unfiltered thoughts on what we think about the sports news of the day. So don't forget to join us every week on Monday for the Collider Sports Time show on the Collider Sports Network. And don't forget to subscribe on the Collider Sports Network on YouTube and on the Collider Sports podcast feed. We're going to bring you all kinds of stuff. Hope to hear from you soon.
I assume we're back here.
I think that's Everlast.
Is it?
Is it? Cody?
No, that's Everlast. Who's this, Cody?
Who is this? Kristian. This is Yu-Gi-Oh.
Oh, sorry.
Nothing for you?
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I should have known that.
Who the F is Yu-Gi-Oh?
I don't know.
What?
What is Yu-Gi-Oh?
You guys are so old.
Yes. Well, that's not false.
Yeah, well, yes, but also, should I know who Yu-Gi-Oh
Oh, there
is?
you go.
It's a.
You would never know what this is.
I wouldn't have known this song, but I know you.
Sorry, my parents
yeah.
love me.
So we are no longer friends with.
kidding.
We're no longer friends with Emma because she knows this.
Yeah.
And she probably hates us for not knowing this.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah. So what's wrong?
I'm just making. I took a shot at anime people, and I apologize because I do like Emma Fife, but every time she starts talking about it, it's like I just went up Mount Everlast. It's just like.
Yeah, there's certain things that don't.
Everybody's got their thing.
Everyone has their thing. That's her.
What do
that's
I
her
talk
wrestling.
about that you guys don't care about?
Cheese.
Selfies.
I love being drunk on a mountain in a hot tub.
Mount Everlast will have a
They'll have all
drunk
of
hot
that.
tub.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Lots of hot tubs.
That's not a selected day. That's every night.
Yeah.
That's every day.
Every night you can get one of those.
You get your own hot tub with the price of admission.
Yeah, every night. Every night. All right, there's a lot of stuff happening in the world of news. So, one thing I should bring up also too that I wanted to is I saw in the Facebook group because we did Lil Bobby and the Juice dropped yesterday, which was a very very funny episode too, and the narrative in general of that whole thing was like I said, because it deals with. This is what the show does in general, I think the show, when it starts off, it's like you're like nervous what's going to happen. Then everybody's horrible. Everybody inside, and they're cracking jokes on everyone. But yesterday, I told you, I was very worried about that episode because it's like they're dealing with some stuff that it could go horribly wrong. But they set it up nice, and basically the people at the end kind of get what's coming to them. Everybody's seen, the three of you guys have seen the episode, and so you would agree with that assessment, yes?
Yeah.
So what I saw, too, is the end, especially the character that I voiced. Yeah, at the end, there's a couple lines where he says a particular line of someone backing out of a deal, and so lines were read and everything too, and most people who read it were like, yeah, saw it was funny. There's a kid who read it or saw it and said that the term itself was in the UK, not necessarily here. You don't need to bring it up, but in here it's in the UK very offensive. And
What's offensive?
one of the lines inside of the what the uncle says, right? And the characters are despicable people anyway, so like it's one of those things to where it's a despicable line. So it was, and they're saying offensive things the whole time, but to this kid, to him, the line was the equivalent of say like the N-word to him.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
I don't even want to say.
word.
Yeah.
I don't want to say it now because at the time, like when it was written out on the mic, and Tom knew that it's very, so the C word is used in the UK like it's like
like it's
butter.
nothing. Yeah.
Here you don't say it. It's offensive.
Same as Australia.
Yeah, and
I
think,
do say it,
I
but
think
you're
it
not
was a crossover of one of those things to where but again, it was the character itself. I still think would wind up saying it anyway because it's just horrible humans.
Wow, it's so crazy that I watched it and I don't even know what you're talking about.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But the point is to this kid who he said he understood that the characters were pretty much despicable anyway, but he wanted to bring attention to it. So and I thank him.
And he was upset with you, or
No,
just wanted to. Oh.
No, he wanted to make sure that he wanted to make sure that people were aware of it. And it's like, and it's one of those things too.
I'm trying to clue Roxy in.
Yeah, because I don't think anybody would.
I think that would be pretty offensive to anybody that is of that.
Yeah, you can see it now. So it's like it's one of those things. So look, and I call
Interesting. I truly didn't know that.
Yeah,
but the episode, and anyway, the episode's still very funny. The characters are atrocious people, and I wanted to also not let this kid know that his concerns didn't fall on deaf ears because it's one of those things too where that the and I think again if you watch that entire episode, and he said it in his post that he knows. He knows that these characters are horrible people, but he wanted to bring attention to it, and I appreciate that he did.
I want to also say about that post, because I read it, I thought it was very well thought out, classy.
Yeah.
He
That's why I'm
really
bringing it up.
worded it well and not accusatory or
No. It was
great. I just want to shout out how great it was.
It was just to bring attention, to say, just let everybody know, because I think he was aware that people didn't understand.
The correct way to inform somebody that maybe what they did was offensive, instead of coming at them with "I hope your mom dies," never say that again.
No. This was a very classy.
I always want to know. Like if I'm saying something offensive, typically it's because I'm not aware.
Right.
So I would always just rather know, and that's helpful for me because honestly, I thought that was an abbreviation.
Right. As did I.
So
so
I really didn't know that.
Same here. By him putting that out there, I think it brings a lot of awareness to it, especially the fact that I saw a lot of comments going in the UK. It's very offensive, and here never really haven't heard that. So
interesting.
All right,
but
I just wanted to bring attention to it and thank that kid because it was very classy.
Can I bring up something real quick too?
Sure.
Somebody Instagrammed me yesterday on the picture that I didn't have Roxy's approval on.
Yes.
And he said, please put the time codes in the podcast. I'm guessing, I don't know if Alex or Cody can do that, but somebody's been begging.
In the podcast
It was
itself?
one day that we missed.
Oh, it was one day?
No. He's talking about the podcast form or the YouTube channel?
Probably the podcast feed
like
in
in
the
the
description.
The podcast feed.
No, in the description. Can't you just copy and paste what we put on the YouTube description?
That's
and put
exactly what we do normally. There was no internet yesterday, so
I see.
But I had to get the podcast.
I'm just so
What
tired. I'm
made
just so
you-
tired of it.
One day. I apologize. You know what, Cody? I didn't know it was just that one day.
No, that wasn't directed at you. I'm
And
sorry.
I think you're all
But
great.
you know what I do like though? I do like when people say, because if they're like, "Can you please put the time code in?" If that was what he asked, then yes. And then I have no problem with somebody asking it. It's the people who like,
the 3145 is where they talk about the real topic. No one wants to hear them talk about Roxy's driving.
stop watching the show.
But
I
I
really,
don't
I
think-
seriously, stop watching the show. Stop listening to it. We don't want you. We don't want you. We don't want you to listen.
Let me just say that, though. I don't think that's going to happen this week because everybody's interested in Mount Everlast.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm not talking about people. I'm not talking that everybody needs to listen to every word we're saying. That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm saying is you are entitled. It's like, I really just came here to listen to them talk about the New Mutants. So can you guys please give me the time code? Because that is fair. That's the same thing with Schmodown when it's like, hey, I'm just here for the trivia, so I'm going to watch it. It's the same. It's the internet culture of just like, just be a fucking decent human being and not say dumb things, because honestly, I'm telling you, we don't want you as a listener. We really don't.
This is how I feel about my Twitter too. Just unfollow me.
Right.
If it's my Twitter. If I'm tweeting about whatever I want to tweet about and you don't like it, don't follow me.
No one wants to hear
And
your
it's
gibberish.
so
This channel's going
crazy.
downtown. Get out of here. Get out.
I'll look at these people that write these horrible things to me about my opinions on, because I am more political on Twitter, which is my prerogative because it's my Twitter.
Yes.
And they'll write these horrible things to me, and they follow me. I'll click and see, and they are following me. Why are you following me?
Right.
If you don't want to hear it, go away.
I follow you to hear your movie opinions.
Well, that's like in the beginning.
It's
the same
my
thing.
Twitter.
Like when a lot of people followed me back in the day for like Star Wars stuff, but I post a lot for Schmodown, and people. And the classic thing is like, I didn't come here to listen about the Schmodown. I want to hear you talk about Camino. Yeah. I'm not talking about Camino today. Fucko.
Move on.
Yeah.
Move on.
Yeah. So it's like, but to be fair, those are a very
They're
small
so
pocket
small, yeah.
because we saw at the free for all, the amount of positivity and like the real fans and the people who get it, like the dedicated fans who are in here all the time, understand what it is, ask nicely for the time codes, and to where Alex is here 3 or 4 times a week. When he is here, that's when we get the time codes. When he is not, Riley cannot get to it. He's working on too much shit. So we don't have the staff right now to be able to have someone to do that all the time. So you are lucky enough that you have time codes in general over the 3 to 4.
Would you rather them for none?
There's also a way to skip. Just skip stuff. Skip and go back. Oh, they're still talking about Mount Everlast. I don't want to hear about that.
On
so
podcasts, you can do that fast forward 15 seconds. I just click
Do it all the time.
That's it.
It's real easy.
And it's just like, it's the same people that I think Macuga was talking about yesterday. It's like they'll bitch and moan in the comments, and then you'll see them and it's like, Hey, man, you're the guy from that show that I make fun of, but I will never say that to you because to your face, I think you're cool.
I wanted to say yesterday, I've told you the story before, but a couple years ago at Comic-Con, at the meet and greet, a guy came up to me. He's like, hey, man, I'm so-and-so. You blocked me on Twitter. I was wondering if you could unblock me. I was like, well, did I have a reason to block you? And he goes, well, yeah, but I was just like, since I met you now, I was like hoping you can unblock me on Twitter. I was like, well, I mean, does your behavior change?
Right.
Like, I kind of told the dude, I'm like, be better. We've talked about it on the show. He's like, be effing better.
Yeah.
And I won't block. I've probably blocked in my life on Twitter maybe 100 people. Maybe. I am very receptive to everything. I don't block whatever, unless you are being completely offensive or you said that you believe in Michael Jackson. Other than that, you're not getting blocked. So if you came at me, you're getting blocked.
Speaking of which, did you see that Diana Ross thing?
Yeah.
Ooh, what happened?
Wild.
Yeah.
What?
I don't want to misquote.
Bring
Which
it up.
song did
Diana
she? Which she is a Michael Jackson defender.
Yes,
for
totally.
sure.
Her and Barbara Streisand.
Yep. And she. Oh yeah, because it was her
And
birthday
Diana
last
Ross's
night. There's a lot of
birthday.
posts of that because Beyonce serenaded her and she had a performance.
Diana Ross tweets statement on Michael Jackson. Is that the one you're talking about?
Yeah.
Alex? Okay.
That's
Yep.
probably it.
If you go to the tweet, keep going. Okay.
There it is.
Can you read that, Riley? I'm blind.
I believe in.
Oh, where'd it go?
Zoom in, guys.
Go a little
I
bit.
believe in.
Below.
You're getting
Down.
at
There
it.
you go.
There you go.
I believe and trust that Michael Jackson was and is a magnificent, incredible force to me and many others. She tweeted no other words on whether or not she believed the
She
victims.
said, "Stop in the name of love."
Stop
Is
in
the
the
bottom
in
of
the
the
name of
tweet.
There it is.
Yeah. That's to me. It's just a dangerous tweet because you don't. Nobody knows.
She's gotten so much love and so. I mean, I'm sure she's gotten some hate, but like the outpour of people being like, "Finally, someone says what we've all been thinking," and all of that. It was I could not be a bigger Diana Ross fan. I'm
Really?
of her music.
Oh, okay.
Of her music. This is like my jam. You guys know that this is what I listen to in the cars in the morning, and this broke my heart.
Yeah. Well, look, it's she has a very different relationship with Michael, obviously, than a lot of other people did. But it's like,
Especially the boys.
That's right.
Yeah.
But to me, it's like you don't know. Like I don't know.
We don't.
You don't know. Like I haven't really tweeted.
I have a strong
Yeah.
feeling that I do know.
Yeah, but still, even then, that's still like we can talk and we can say our thoughts on this show, and I've made it very clear that I have my belief of what I think really happened, but I don't know. Like I can't say. Is there a possibility that these guys are lying and that Michael Jackson was innocent? Is there a possibility? There is. There's a possibility. Do I believe that to be the case? I don't.
I was confused by the "stop in the name of love" part. Obviously, I understand the reference.
Stop.
I get the reference.
Got it.
But what
does it have
part
to
of
do
this
with?
has?
Because Michael Jackson would
So
probably
stop
encompass
hating.
love.
Stop
And-
hating. Yeah.
In the name of love.
Oh.
Yeah, but anyway, but the
in
point, the thing
the
is,
name of
she
loving
does,
him.
she doesn't know.
Yeah, I would say.
Yeah. Okay.
It's just a dangerous tweet, but look, on the one hand, she's sticking up for her friend, who she loved and had a lot of memories and moments with, and doesn't believe in her heart of hearts that this person could have done these atrocious things. So that's where she's coming from. On one hand, I understand why she's doing it for her friend, but on the other hand, it's like you don't know what happened, so it's really hard.
Let me ask you a question. If George Lucas came out and said, "Hey, I totally believe in Michael Jackson, what he did," would you stop watching Star Wars?
No. Okay. Let me be honest.
I'm not going to stop listening to the Supremes.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't, because now if I found out that George Lucas was fooling around with little boys and stuff of that nature, it'd be a much harder. Yeah. But that also goes back, and I think that this is a big question that came up in the Facebook group too, and Dorina brought it up too, separating the art from the artist, is that I feel, and this is whether it's right or wrong, I'm just saying what's on my mind, look at something like the Bryan Singer stuff, right? Bryan Singer was booted off of that movie. It became a very collaborative effort with the entire production team, the new director, Rami Malek's performance, the band being involved, and it was more so a collaborative effort, right? Now, not to say that Michael Jackson's music wasn't a collaborative effort with producers and everything too, but he's the forefront. He's the person. He's the lyricist. He is the dancer. He is everyone. So you're really it's a one-man band. It's a one-man band, as opposed to say something like even Star Wars,
or
right?
the Jackson 5.
Correct. Like all of these, but he's even in the forefront of that one, but more so. Correct. But the thing is with like Star Wars, it's like there's other, like now with J.J. Abrams and everyone's, that was just George Lucas back in the day. Not that George Lucas did any of this. I'm just using him as an example. But look at the Mel Gibson stuff too, right?
Sure.
You look at like Hacksaw Ridge and you can. And I know this is one that's is tough for you too.
He's my kryptonite
right.
for sure.
But the thing is, he directed the movie, right? But then you look at those performances and everything that are signed in the production
No, I
team.
saw it. It was great.
It was a great movie, right?
Yeah.
So that's kind of it's
really
tricky.
tough,
it's
man.
tricky. It's very tricky.
I agree, and I think that you do have to look at exactly what you're saying, like who's getting the money from your ticket and how many people are you supporting and
Right.
who is this affecting. But Josh, going back to what you asked, I don't think it makes Diana Ross a bad person that she believes Michael Jackson. I think it makes you a bad person if you're touching little boys.
Right. Oh,
So
I get it.
if I found out that she
She knew about it.
Yeah,
Right.
and she
Yeah.
had known or anything like that, but her believing him, I don't agree, but that's not grounds
Right.
for my personal beliefs to stop listening to her
it's-
or a George Lucas, for
So
example.
if there's something that came out about you,
Mm-hmm.
right, and there's something to where, and it was pretty damning evidence, and people were saying stuff too, and Roxy came out and said, "This is my friend. I know him very well. I've been working with him the last 5 or 6 years. There's no way he did this. This is lead with love." We know she's not a bad person. She's just sticking up for her friend. So it's just a tough thing to do.
And when you break down the tweet even more, she didn't say there's zero chance he did this. She said, I believe him to be a great, magnificent person.
Yeah.
So,
well, the other thing I know you wanted to talk about a little bit too is this stuff that's going on with Jussie Smollett now, right?
Yeah.
Jussie Smollett. I almost got the whole name right.
I watched.
What's the deal? He's exempt of all charges, right? Is that what it is?
Right, and then but the prosecutor, it's a really weird story.
Well, now the city of Chicago is coming out and being like,
he's done a lot for
"What's
the
now?"
community.
Well, no, the mayor is kind of being like, okay, well, there's got to be some sort of just like the city of Chicago has erupted in the privilege of the celebrity on this situation because there's no reason that he shouldn't be charged with something.
It's so funny because he wasn't even really a celebrity until all this stuff happened.
I had no idea who he was.
No one
This
knew
is
who he
this
was.
is the weird thing. The prosecutor who did drop the charges against him said he still believes the actor lied to the police about the attacks that he
Because
staged.
Jussie's statement was, I have not said a lie this whole time. I've only told the truth, right? That was,
Which is a lie because you lied about getting attacked.
but
So
he's
that's right there.
claiming not.
Okay.
So I think that's where like his camp is standing still, saying he's not getting charged because he didn't do anything.
Yeah, but the guys that he had hired to attack him were
Heyo,
ready to testify.
I do not believe this to be true. I
Right.
believe he
You're just
absolutely
saying what
did
it
it,
is.
but that's why this is still happening because he's still claiming that he's in the right.
And what I mean, he forfeited his bond, so the city of Chicago was like, all right, well, thanks for the $100K. You know, there you go. That's there's our money. We don't need to, and that's what
So he
everybody's
basically
getting
paid
upset about.
$100,000 to get out of it.
And so all of these people that are now going through, I don't want not the similar situation, but a lot of people that are in court trials and all this stuff that don't have the money to pay off the
Right.
city of Chicago are like, well, what the hell?
Right.
So we don't get the same kind of treatment just because we can't just give you the money. The prosecutor thinks he's guilty.
business.
Correct.
Yeah.
And the city of Chicago is kind of broke.
Yeah, and
But
the police union is
that's
also
the
very
world.
upset. They're
Yes.
they're calling for a federal investigation on this. So
Wow.
I think we
It's
might
not
not
over
hear
yet.
the end of this. Correct. I think they are going to probably try and move forward with something.
So crazy when it's like, yeah, he's just after all of that. It's like, yeah, they're getting rid of all the charges. Wait, what? How did that happen?
There is
Totally. Keeps
not
going.
equal treatment for poor people in this country, and
Right.
we knew that.
Yes.
We know that. Look at what happened with the Lori Loughlin, Felicity Huffman, whoever else was
What
involved.
happened there?
Totally.
Just kidding.
We've known this for a really long time. I think that as social media grows and expands and everybody has access to all of these things, it's just more apparent than ever, but it's not happening more than ever. It's always been this way.
Oh, 100%.
And this is effed up. It's effed up, and they're getting called out, and they should.
On Mount Everlast, you can get your kids into school for free. With just a couple beers and I think a tab of acid.
Yeah.
Now that we're talking about all this stuff, something I've noticed a lot of people have asked us about, we can not talk about this also, but I'll just throw it out there, is that I've been staying relatively up to date with the Amber Heard Johnny Depp situation.
Oh, yeah, people keep asking us every day to talk about this thing. So
Yeah.
I don't know enough about it. So
Can you give us all the facts that you know?
This is what I hear. Bring it up, please, and you tell me if I'm off base here. That when because I talked to Frank about it a little bit too, because Frank obviously is the biggest Johnny Depp supporter you'll ever meet, and Johnny Depp, he claims that his ex-wife Amber Heard. Broke his middle finger. I didn't see that. All right, tell me all this. What is this?
Here's what I know, and or not what I know. Here's what I've heard,
Yes.
right? And again, I actually wanted to start by saying people think that there's some conspiracy theory that we haven't been talking about on the show for some reason.
I didn't even think about it.
We just haven't we just haven't talked about it. It's not like in our pre-pro we're like, ooh, we shouldn't talk about that. It just hasn't come up.
People are idiots.
So Amber Heard, remember what happened with the video being released a couple of years ago with Johnny Depp that showed
the
him
wine and everything.
and yelling and throwing and whatever it was. That's how this all started.
Right, and then he said that he had hit her a handful of times.
She said that, and she had pictures of her extremely bruised.
Yeah, I remember.
So fast forward to now. Remember, J.K. Rowling stood up for him, kept him in her project, and was like, I know stuff that you guys do not know.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff.
Right. So now he is suing. He sued Amber Heard for $50 million.
Damn.
Defamation
for a defamation lawsuit because on these grounds. Number one, he's claiming that he's never laid a hand on her and that she hit herself. And she was abusing herself, and that he has
like Edward Norton style in Fight Club.
Yep, and that he has proof of that. Number two, that she beat him, which included her almost severing his finger.
Threw a vodka bottle.
Threw things at him.
The hand injury, that was because the vodka bottle she threw at him, allegedly.
And supposedly it was almost taken off the finger.
And he has proof of that.
This is what is being shown in court now.
Wow.
I have not seen it.
Okay.
But she has admitted some guilt.
Okay.
Which I don't know to what extent.
She admitted that some of this is true.
Yes, is what we're hearing, is what the public is hearing. And so you have to think that I don't know what portion is true or what she's admitted to exactly, but there's definitely people are changing their tune on what's happened. Yeah. I'm not saying this makes him a great guy. We all saw that video, and that's not how you should treat somebody.
No, but it certainly changes the story.
But it does seem like she has been abusive towards him.
Well, she made it seem like he was
towards herself.
Yeah, she made it seem like he was a complete monster.
Totally. Didn't make it seem. Said he is a monster. So, and everybody did. Not everybody believed her, but most people did. Yeah. And most people didn't like that he was still involved in Harry Potter and all of. Obviously, this is a vast generalization, and now people are questioning what this means for her career, Aquaman 2, and all of that.
But doesn't this bring up the question that we keep bringing up, and that's
guys, please pull up the article. So
and that
guilty. I can read this if you want.
Say your point. But it's one of these things. It's
guilty until proven.
It's the social media courtroom. Mm-hmm. It's this is what I hear from this person's story, so you're guilty. Mm-hmm. But you haven't heard the other person's story yet, and I don't know yet. I mean, she could be 100%. Everything that she said could be valid. Still,
it does sound like it's not. It sounds like she's admitted.
I want to hear more about it, but all I'm saying is we live in a culture that right away, if I said today that at the end of today's show, and I tweeted this out, Roxy Stryer hit me in the head with a beer bottle, said some really inappropriate things to me, and told me that if I didn't get her more of a position, then she was going to do this. And I tweeted that out. They're like, Roxy, why did you do that? And it never happened, by the way. And I said this. They'd go, the first is, why would I lie about this? And then, Roxy, how dare you? You're guilty. How could you do this? Shoes on the other foot now. And you would get destroyed until you follow all the facts and see what happened. And we don't do that.
No. Yeah, but it's very challenging because there's not, in this Johnny Depp Amber Heard situation, there's actually supposedly a ton of evidence. Yeah. There's typically not a ton of evidence when somebody is abused. So it's challenging because when you're talking about thinking in facts as a journalist, as a researcher, yes, but if I am with Mel Gibson and he's my boyfriend and he's beating the living crap out of me, and I come out and say that, there might not be any proof of that. And we might not be able to get down to the bottom of that. And we should, as a society,
we should pay attention to it.
Right.
But we shouldn't say right away. That the person's guilty if we don't know. It's the same. It's the same we were just talking about. Even with the Michael Jackson thing, you can believe. I'm allowed to. All that story came out, and right away I would believe. I was like, listen, there's a lot of stuff here. These pictures that Amber Heard has. It looks like Johnny Depp might really be doing this, but to say, you're guilty, this is it, we got to hear all the facts all the way through, and then they will come out. I mean, look at the Harvey Weinstein stuff. It came out. That motherfucker was one of the most evil, disgusting, pig vomit humans in the world.
Some of them will, especially if it's to that extreme, but some of them are a little closer to home, might not. And I don't disagree with you that we should do our due diligence, but somebody saying that somebody's abusing them has to be taken seriously.
Oh, I agree. I agree. Oh, yeah. I agree with you. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is there's a difference between taking it serious and then just screaming out into the void, this is what it is. I know for a fact, because you don't know for a fact. But to do what you said is just like, let's look into this because this shit sounds serious.
Which is clearly what I'm guessing somebody like J.K. Rowling did.
Right.
Which is the smart thing to do.
And
and if Johnny Depp came to her and said, you don't know the story, let me show you why this isn't true. And I'm not sure that's what happened, but I'm assuming.
Right.
Because otherwise...
Why?
Well, Facty McFacterson. Yeah. We haven't heard in a long time. Tell me, what do we got?
So we do have, she did a post-op in the Washington Post that started all this. And he's doing a defamation lawsuit. And he has what we think is evidence. So The Blast, this website that reported this, said managed to obtain a photo of Johnny's black eye, which was allegedly caused by Amber after he was late for her 30th birthday dinner. Another instance detailed her throwing a vodka bottle at Johnny, resulting in the hand injury. I think this is what you were talking about. This gets messier. The court documents noted that Amber was previously arrested for violent domestic abuse and having confessed under oath to a series of violent attacks on Mr. Depp. It added that she allegedly staged all this to advance her career. So those are the things that he is claiming, that he has the
Jussie Smollett thing,
that he has the evidence, and I did see that photo of his black eye. So he's going back now, and I think it was because of that op-ed that she did.
Listen, here's the thing with this, though, too, because very similar for the point I just made. So I don't want to, if she indeed did do all these things, so I don't know if she did or not, but if she did, that is some deceptive evil shit.
If she did do all this, she obviously should stop working. And Hollywood should
get out.
And she should not be in Aquaman 2, and we should either recast her or not have that role, and she should not deserve the fame that she's gotten.
Do you think Jussie Smollett should keep working?
No, I do not.
No, I don't think
I think it's their prerogative to try.
Yeah.
But I think it's our job as a society to not allow it.
Well, here's the thing, though. I agree. And here's the thing with that, too, because I don't disagree with you, but I'm going to bring up Lilo, right? To where we know Josh's stance on that, to where he stands firm on it that he should never work again, to where you and I, at the end of it, said we believe that he's redeemed himself and that he has a chance to work. Now, both Jussie and Amber, if, again, these things are true about Amber, in 10 years from now, come
15.
back.
Talk to me in 15
All
years,
right, sure. 15 years comes back and says, you know, I've thought about all the things that I did, and I really, and I'm making a play here. I want to get back into it. Would you be okay with it then?
You'd have to talk to 15 years from now, Roxy.
Okay.
But I think maybe.
Yeah.
If I believed it, if I felt like they really had.
Redeemed.
I mean, I think that to be that kind of manipulative and twisted, because with the Lilo situation, although I believe it to be more than equally bad, worse.
Yeah.
I think that it was not premeditated. And I think that when you talk to anybody who had, and he was not the one who fired the gun either, but when you talk to anybody who has been in a situation like that, not anybody, but most people, they say you make that decision in a matter of 3 seconds, 5 seconds. I think that person is more likely to change than the person that has, for months, years, lied in multiple situations.
To further their career and destroy someone else's rep because of it.
A personality
Yeah.
that is mine.
Yeah, it's a good
Lilo
point.
was on drugs.
Right.
On serious drugs, and I'm not saying that makes his situation better.
I know what you're saying. It altered who he really is.
I would believe that he is more likely to grow and change than somebody who is for years
manipulative,
staging that they're getting abused.
If indeed
that is
the
true.
case, yes.
And somebody that would pay the money to arrange guys to beat them up in order to further a career.
Right.
Like that's when you cross a line of
supervillain shit.
It's not normal.
Yeah.
It's just really, really bad.
There are tons of people out there that work their lives every single day in jobs that they hate and jobs that
you're cheating the system.
You're cheating a system, and a system that has put you in a place where you're already making millions of dollars.
Yeah, you're cheating the system. You're also sacrificing other people's reputations.
The bigger problem, even than the one person's reputation you're sacrificing, which is wrong, is why I'm so distraught over the Amber Heard situation is because of exactly this conversation we're having now, which means that we can't just believe people.
Right.
You are why we can't just believe people.
Yep. Right.
And it's so unfair to not just the celebrities out there, but the women who are getting the living shit kicked out of them every day. Not the women, the people that are getting abused at home every day, and they finally muster up the courage, the strength, whatever it is, to tell somebody, I'm getting the shit kicked out of me.
Right. Yeah.
Help. That we as a society can't just say,
right,
yeah, okay, we believe you. Because
those knuckleheads out there will say this and go, how do you know?
And
then
that
this.
is the fact that you're doing that to society, that you're that person, if it's true. If it's true about Amber, then F you, because that's so wrong.
Yes, and the flip side of this all, too, to be fair here, too, let's say she's still telling a lot of this is the truth.
Then they might both be pieces of...
Then they're both crazy.
Yeah.
But either
with an extremely toxic relationship if they're both telling the truth.
Here's the craziest thing about it all now, too, because it was crazy back then, but now you go back and think about it, because I didn't know what terms they were on since. I thought they were on terms basically after this, all the tape came out, and I thought that they just reconciled shit, and they were like, okay, let's put it back. That's what I thought happened, because I said that's what had to have happened, because they were there together at Warner Brothers panel at Comic-Con. He comes out, does his whole thing. She comes out right afterwards. So they were in the same building together. I'm going, oh, there's two things here. There's one, Warner Brothers wouldn't do this unless there was some kind of reconciliation. Or if this Amber Heard stuff is true, then they really had Johnny's back.
But then why did they hire her?
That's the $1 million question. This is sloppy. This whole thing is sloppy.
It's really sloppy and disturbing, and I'm trying to follow it as closely as I can. But it's. I met her earlier this year. Remember, I spent a little time with her for the junket. And I had heard some really not nice things about her going into it, so I was concerned about it. She was amazing.
Okay.
She was so sweet, so complimentary, so on top of her game, worked through lunch, ready to go, and I
bet
I don't
would
have
been a totally different story had I walked in the room. I guarantee you.
Totally could be possible. All I can say is that she was so kind, and I was like, wow, this girl's awesome.
Well, you think she would have watched that Pawn Sacrifice interview?
Talk to me.
No, I think that she. Sorry, my phone. No, I think that because I'm a man.
I know. I got it. I just wanted to say because of the
I'm
Pawn
not
Sacrifice.
saying yes or no to that. All I know is that she was so kind to me that I was like, oh wow, and I started feeling awful for this girl and what
you thought she went through.
Thinking that Johnny had not advanced her career but had stunted her career.
Well, it's just still, when you listen to that clip though, it's still hard to. The clip of him
let him off because he's pretty bad.
I mean, he's hammering.
He's pouring wine at what?
Whatever time it is, he was a mess.
And not just like a glass.
He was hammered and he was screaming at her and yelling
grabbed
at her.
her. So
he treated her so inappropriately.
Yeah. Does he talk about that inside of these claims? Inside of the things?
He just filed this right now.
We're not privy to everything.
Yeah,
right
I think there is, and he is filing a defamation lawsuit. They have obtained all these copies. I think there's going to be due process here, and we are in the quiet phase.
Yeah, why haven't we heard a lot about this story? Because, like I said, it was just the audience who I guess were poking around, like, "Hey, how come we're not talking about it?" It's not. It really hasn't been out there as much.
I don't know exactly why, and also questions about timing of this all.
Yeah.
Why is Johnny Depp doing this now?
It was because of the op-ed she did. So when she said
about
finally,
what was it?
It was the op-ed she did for the Washington Post about her abuse allegations.
He was done with it. He was done with it.
And he said this, and he went, enough.
I'm done.
Enough, yeah, but I'm curious. Why wasn't it enough 2 years ago?
Yeah.
Did it take him this time to gather the
I
evidence?
think maybe it was
maybe the
rumors
lawyers
that turned into talk, and she was very vocal, and then
Maybe
when
he thought
it
it would
puts
go
it
away.
in print...
It's lawyers, man. Lawyers go, it's not time yet. The lawyers keep saying, it's not time yet. And then
Maybe
lawyers go, we have enough now, let's do this.
Yeah.
But it destroyed his name and his career.
Sure.
I mean, for a long time.
Yeah.
So
Interesting.
I mean, it's only been a year and a half since
something like that.
Longer.
Let's say 2. Split the difference, but it's still enough time to where
because she was pre the big Me Too start. She was right before that, I believe.
Was she? I think she was after it.
I thought she was after.
I think it was after because that's kind of. I think that's what they claim in some of these reports is that she was trying to be part of that. That's why.
It was before they started filming Fantastic Beasts: Crimes of Grindelwald.
Right, and I was like, yes, probably a year and a half, 2 years ago. I don't know. I
When
have
they
to look
started
into the time.
filming
But anyway, I'm glad we got a chance to talk about that. But let's move on here too. There was Thank you, Cody. There's a few stories out there. The first one that I think we should talk about here is this New Mutant story because someone asked Maisie Williams about when's it coming out. And Riley, what'd she say?
She said, "The fuck if I know when it's coming out." Now there was this thing has been moved and moved and moved, right? Then we hear it was supposed to come out last August, right? What?
Kristian chewing the ice,
in the
yeah.
microphone.
I was going to move to the side, but then I realized that little fucker in the booth would probably just zoom in on me again like he did for the sandwich. The whole time last week, I had the bagel, and I wanted to be polite.
I listen. I
wanted to be polite to everybody.
It was hysterical.
I moved to the left, so I didn't have to hear people chewing.
I was going to ask you about this because all of a sudden you guys were talking about a bagel. I'm listening, and I was like, "What the hell
you
are
weren't
they
here.
talking about?"
I had a bagel. I was starving, and I didn't want people to catch the fury of hangry me.
Mm-hmm.
So I take my bagel, I put it to the side, and I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to chew in the microphone because I hate that shit. I'm going to move to the left. When someone else is talking, Cody will obviously put the camera on them. So this little bastard, every time I take a bite, he zooms in on me, and I'm chewing on it like a fucking animal in the woods, who just caught a deer, and I'm chewing on its leg. And
Were you hanger monster? Is that why you even brought the bagel in?
I would have gotten there. So I wanted to be nice to people, and I started eating. And Cody, explain yourself.
It was pretty fun.
It was very funny. I'm not going to lie to you, but it was still,
Ask the show.
I gotta go for a bagel.
it was good. The bagel.
Yeah, bagels are good.
But you knew that this was going to get brought up eventually.
Yeah, eventually.
And you took the hit.
Yeah, I'll take it.
You
I
should have
understand.
Took a shot. You took a shot.
Hey,
I'll
it
stop
was-
messing around.
No, don't do that. Don't stop messing.
Keep doing what you're doing.
No, he wouldn't.
I love
but
it.
No, you can't. You can't stop messing until
All right.
But it's but I just don't like to have the big bagel in my mouth and chewing like a. I mean, it was ridiculous.
Big bagel theory. That's
JT
actually
does
not a
that to
bad
me
name
all the
for-
time.
Gets you, but he
Like-
doesn't realize he's doing it.
No, he definitely does.
Oh, you think so?
I'll be doing I'll get something on my
And he
cheek, like,
zooms in on you?
Just stays on my shot. I'm like, I'm doing it on purpose because the person next to me is not talking.
Well, that's what they do. That's how they get excited. The two of them. I would love to see JTE and Cody switching shows. It's like legends.
That would be fantastic.
It would be really good to have JT come in and start
Switch off.
switching.
I wonder if Cody, if you showed up to Screen Junkies for the Day and JT showed up here, like how long it would take you guys.
Would
for
anybody
us. No,
notice?
yeah, for us to be like, wait, what?
Didn't you switch Screen Junkies a couple times?
Yeah, I've done movie fights a couple times.
Oh, okay. That's what I thought. Okay, sorry. Anyway, I had to bring that up. But what the hell are we talking about? Maisie
Yeah,
Williams.
Maisie
go.
Williams. Slash Film, our friends at Slash Film curated this. It was a Rolling Stone interview. Maisie Williams confirms that the reshoots still haven't happened. They moved it and moved it. They were going to do reshoots to make it scarier. So she doesn't mince words on the situation. Who knows when the fuck that's going to come out? She says there were supposed to be reshoots to make it scarier, but they haven't actually taken place. She says she saw one of her co-stars, Charlie Heaton, the other day and asked him what the fuck is going on with this movie. He didn't know either. She smiles. Hopefully this interview will make everyone hurry up a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm starting to wonder now.
Is there a trailer?
There's a
There
trailer.
was a trailer that came out. It was supposed to come out like a year ago.
This was so interesting to me because we've been
Disney
talking about
deal.
this. Maybe
Right?
the Disney deal. This movie was supposed to come out way before.
I know, but I'm saying because of the Disney deal.
I think that they were getting to a point where they had to do reshoots, that they didn't like it. Whoever it was, the Fox people. It was
Right.
before
Who
Disney.
directed this thing?
Simon Kinberg.
No, he didn't direct.
No, it's Josh Boone.
Yeah,
Thank
okay.
you. They were supposed to make it more scary. They were supposed to do reshoots, but then we got the first trailer. People liked it, but then it's behind the scenes. We start to realize there's something else going on, like the movie is not working for Fox executives. Then the Disney still starts happening. I'm wondering if this thing will even
Ever
come
see the
out.
light of day?
Yeah.
Because you look at the even on this page here, it says that the distributing studio is Disney. If you're Disney and you're trying to get this because everyone's talking about X-Men, right? And your first movie you release under your banner right now,
Right.
X-Men movie, is New Mutants, and it's not good, then everyone's going, oh, Disney. And even though it's not Disney's fault, I don't disagree with you. I don't think this thing's going to see the light of day.
Are they going to lose more money by releasing a flop or by never releasing it?
I think releasing a flop because of the marketing they have to put
The
into
marketing. Yeah, they might want to cut their losses right now.
it. And plus, it's
I
a different genre. They're going to change up the X-Men significantly.
Yes. And I thought this thing would happen. because Josh Boone was well liked with some of the fans.
Yeah.
Like he shared production art of like this is who I'm focusing on, and everybody X-Men fans.
It's
are
rated
happy.
R too, right?
It was supposed to be rated
That's
R.
the other thing is what's the division that they finally going to settle on for where like Deadpool and all those things come out.
We just saw this Dark Phoenix trailer where it's like the other mutants that we already know.
Right. Yes, and that's more under the PG-13, which is another question too, because they're going to release that movie, and that's still under the brand of the old X-Men ways. It's going to be. It's a little confusing for Disney because they're going to say, well, our X-Men are going to be significantly different to what was in the past, but this is the last one. You watch Simon Kinberg's because they're good with Simon Kinberg. Simon Kinberg, he's going to be doing a lot of stuff. Don't be surprised if he'll be doing Star Wars stuff. He'll be doing a lot of stuff. I mean, because he's very tight with Disney.
I so badly in 10 years just want a John Schnapp, the death of New Mutants, what happened movie.
Totally.
Like I just want that.
Yeah.
I've never heard an actress like. A studio comes out and says, well, it's great that she's so honest, but a studio comes out and says, no, we're doing reshoots, right? And that's kind of the spin. And then we haven't heard shit. Finally, she's the one that says this.
Right.
And I can't believe there hasn't been any reshoots, and now it goes to Disney. I think it goes to your point, Kristian. I think they're going to swipe this away.
I get why she'd be annoyed as an actress, too. Like,
absolutely.
You put in all that work and you never see the light of day. And,
They played a
Especially
trailer that people loved. It was like so weird. It was like there it is, and I was excited. I did, yeah.
I love that trailer.
Horror, you know me in horror, but then put it in the X-Men universe, and I like Josh Boone. I was excited.
Yeah, they just said there's a couple of movies they could take the hit because I don't think they can take the hit on the X-Men movie because there's too much money involved in that one.
Right.
This movie probably cost what $40 million to do.
I don't know.
Maybe 50, maybe. And
with all these special effects and
I would
shit,
guess
I would guess more.
Yeah.
Not for New Mutants.
New Mutants, I think it was reported around 40.
I would have
Let's
guessed
see if
around
we can find
70.
Because
that.
remember, the reason that a lot of these movies, the inflated budget happens, you got to take in consideration the salaries for the actors that they hire. There's nobody in this movie that costs more than $1 million, if that.
Oh yeah, I mean, at least up
say
front.
anything.
Yeah,
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
And they're not going to get any. But no, he's talking about deals and stuff. He's not,
No, I know.
yeah.
Just the way he said up front. At least up front.
At least up front.
Yeah. But let's see. There's no way there's a budget on this thing. No,
can't
there's
find
no way.
anything.
There's no way. But
They're going to keep that close to the vest.
of course. But let's give it benefit of the doubt and say $40 million. Right, $40 million. You're Disney. You can take that hit with no marketing on it. You take the $40 million hit.
You think that none of the footage ever sees the light of day then? Or do you think in 10 years?
Maybe they release it on Blu-ray or something, or maybe they do a direct-to-DVD thing for it, or whatever on demand or something.
That would be so weird.
I know, but or put it on Disney Plus,
Yeah.
or on
There you go.
or whatever, Hulu or whatever it might be. You can. And then you don't have to spend the money on it, and you can do something very similar to what Triple Frontier just did, right? Triple Frontier, by the way, a lot of people didn't like it, huh? I liked it.
No, I haven't seen it yet, but all I've heard is a bad response to it.
I liked it.
Okay.
I didn't mind it. But
Did you like it or the dirt better?
I think I like the Dirt better. Yeah, I like Triple Frontier.
I'm going to watch it this weekend.
Yeah, I liked it. But do you know the story of that movie? I didn't know it. I did a little more research on the Triple Frontier. So Catherine Bigelow was supposed to direct that movie like years ago, and it went through, and it was supposed to be a theatrically released film, and it went through a lot of.
I mean, the cast is incredible.
But it was supposed to originally be Tom Hanks in the Ben Affleck role, and then he didn't do it. Then Will Smith was considered for it. Then there was rumors that she didn't want him. That turned out to be not true at all. But it kept. Then she left eventually. What is this? And Johnny Depp was supposed to be in it also. Wow, amazing. So, there were so many. Channing Tatum. It just kept going through the different. Wow.
Who
and
ended up
Tom
directing
Hardy,
it?
Mahershala Ali. The same director for A Very Violent Year. I don't remember the guy's name. Who's J.C. Chander. J.C. Chander, who was the director of the film. And she just...
It's weird because his name is Jeffrey McDonald Chander, so why JC?
I don't know. But either way, Catherine Bigelow left the project, and then it became just a Netflix movie. Yeah, it's so look, this production in 2010. Tom Hanks and Johnny Depp entered to talk to be directed by Catherine Bigelow.
Tom
Mark
Hanks
Bowl.
Was Casey Affleck in it?
No, does it say Casey Affleck also?
It says film with Ben
wow.
Affleck and Casey Affleck in negotiations
Oh, wow.
for the roles of
How many? Tom Hanks and
Hardy and Tatum.
Ben Affleck are separated by like 20 plus years. How does that role work?
Yeah, you could have done it.
Okay.
Yeah, you could have done it for sure. Yeah, I think Tom Hanks for knowing what the role was, it would have worked. It would have worked fine. Okay. And I thought Ben Affleck was great in the role. It was good.
It was reported that Mark Wahlberg was in talks.
That's not shocking. He's in like every war movie.
I wouldn't have. I wouldn't have liked him in this role. I like Mark Wahlberg, but I don't think I would have liked him in this role.
I'm telling you, Instant Family, super underrated.
Yeah, it's a good movie. For sure.
I loved that freaking movie.
Me too. Okay, so
Was that last year?
That was last year. That is that's everything as far as I don't know. We do have one more big thing. This is a leaked story, so we don't know how true this is or not. We have no idea.
Oh, it's true.
You got to take a leak.
I already did. There's a leaked poster of episode 9, and from what everybody is gathering, this thing looks pretty legit if you look at it. Can you guys bring it up? It's
is Jar Jar Binks in the poster?
No, he's not. But
he's not.
It's a rumor.
Good question.
But Riley, this thing came out. It leaked. I don't know how did it leak. By the way,
I don't know. I just started getting tagged, with this poster. It's making its way on the interwebs. I have no idea where, how.
It's the middle. Yeah.
Who called it? Who found it?
There it is. Okay, so this looks like. I mean, first of all, if not, Brian Ward. If you ask Brian Ward, or the brilliant graphic designer that we have for Schmodown, he probably could do this in his sleep. But it looks like a legit poster.
Looks legit,
because the reason I say that is there's so much shit going on in this poster. Like that's what continuously happens in the Star Wars movies. Zoom in for it. So we'll zoom in, Josh. Go up top. Let's see everything that's going on. So go.
I don't have the greatest eyeballs.
Go top left to. There's two things here. Go top left to Boyega, right? Now there's the interesting stuff. If this is legit, this whole thing.
That's what I thought was Jar Jar Binks.
So
right there.
who's that guy, right? The
guy behind Boyega.
The guy behind Boyega that's still not my biggest thing because there's two things here. There's a character in the back by Chewbacca, right? So we don't know who that is yet, and we don't know who the person.
Do we know who that actress is?
No, and we don't know who the person is next to Oscar Isaac. So if this is all legit, if it is, that's a brand new character inside of right next to Oscar Isaac's Poe. There's
what is C-3PO holding?
Purple Phasma.
He's holding
it looks like
Chewbacca's bowcaster.
Which again, I don't know if this is.
They're messing with us.
This
now.
might not be a legit poster.
That's
because here's why. Then you go down a little bit more, and the Knights of Ren are next to Kylo.
Yeah.
Like this is where this is a big reveal here. If this is indeed legit. If this poster is legit, then we know we're getting the Knights of Ren back because you have what 6 Knights of Ren with Kylo Ren, and then the stormtroopers on the bottom keep going down.
What's next to BB-8?
BB-8. Oh, that's like another droid. It looks like
New
another
droid,
droid. So if this is real, that's a lot
9?
of. That actually, this poster tells a lot about the movie. If it is indeed real, then you have all the stormtroopers on the bottom.
If it is real, what does Disney do? Do they come out and say
you got to release it?
Yeah,
you got to release the poster. If this is legit, they're probably saying, "Oh man," they're probably going to what they do every year. They're probably going to reveal it at Celebration.
Do you think they can wait that long?
Not if this is a real poster. If this is a real poster, they got to release it.
Out?
Yeah, because if that's the one.
I like that we're getting messed with.
If you think it's fake, I think you might be right. Only because the only reason I would say it's
the C-3PO.
The C-3PO holding the bowcaster is the only thing to me that doesn't. I mean, because that to me gets a little goofy if that's the case.
Yeah.
Plus, why do we reveal that inside of the
poster?
Yeah, who's the alien? But I like the fact they get the Knights of Ren. It's a good Photoshop if it is a Photoshop.
And the alien mouth looks like a mix between Jar Jar Binks and the Swamp Thing.
Yeah. Is there any news, Riley? Are they saying this is
I'm looking right now. It's interesting. Slash Film, I was reading up on it before.
Did they? Are they the ones?
They broke down the poster, but now that article is no longer up. And that's what's starting to get weird for me. Is like I'm wondering if
no, I bet you they got a phone call from Disney.
That's right.
That said it's not real, or said it is. Please pull it.
One of the two. One of the two. Please pull it.
I totally think this is like a Ronda Rousey in her blog thing where we're getting
not by
fell for
them.
that hard.
Yeah.
You think it's by Disney's
No. Whoever made
did
this
it?
poster. Yeah.
It's interesting. I mean, I don't know, man. Like, what? Like, I want to see.
What do you think? Slash Film would have kept it up if they thought it was real?
No, either way. If Disney reaches out to you and says, "Hey," because it has nothing to do with shilling.
You can't burn your bridge.
You don't want to burn your bridges. The fact is, like, that you have, if they have this poster out there, and Slash Film's another one who they get asked to cover a bunch of things too. And if Disney says we're not ready to put that out yet, when we release it, please do all your coverage. They're going to listen because it's part of.
But if this is fake, what is that alien and who is that girl?
Right. and the Knights of Ren. I look.
And who's the purple girl?
There's only one reason,
guy.
right?
Yeah.
There's only one reason that I want
got
this.
boobies.
Yeah, that I want this to be real, and it's because the Knights of Ren are there. It's the
Same.
only reason I
Same.
want it to be real, because I want the Knights of Ren to have a more, have a bigger presence than they have.
Did they die in 8?
Oh, there was no
There was
they
no
were
mention.
non-existent.
Usually when Cody like circles over something, he wants us to talk about it.
What do you want to
What
talk
do
about,
you-
Cody?
All right, guys, look at the way he's holding the lightsaber. It just looks
Yes,
silly.
it does.
Who
Yeah.
does it like that?
He's gonna hurt his wrist with the other flares.
Like, I get it looks cool. He just
Yeah.
looks silly.
So you
kinda
think
with him.
this is bullshit, Cody?
Probably.
Yeah.
Either that or it's not the official one. It's like one that you see at Walmart or some shit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
These are your Folkleys.
I don't know. I'm gonna.
But then how would they
Well,
have
that make
characters?
it-
We don't know.
Go back to, but that's Jason Ward. Go back for a second. Go to what the actual tweet said that on the bottom there for this one. This is retail poster and character sheets leak revealing names. See, Jason Ward. Are they the ones that because making Star Wars.net, they usually break a lot of legit scoops. Bring up that article for a second. Let me see. Because if he's the one breaking this, then it's certainly possible.
Friggin' Jason Ward, that
Yeah.
son of a bitch.
I like
Rebecca
the Red
Ford,
Stormtroopers.
Jason Ward.
I would want them on.
Yeah, that's
I did.
interesting.
So I read the Slash Film article before this,
what did it say?
and it's down. I can't find it anymore. But the Red Stormtroopers work for the Knights of Ren.
So wait,
Wow.
when the Red
That's what they're
Stormtroopers were the
thinking.
Knights of Snoke in 8, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and they had like the cool little wingy dingies.
Yeah, so let's see what does he say here? He says, zoom in a little bit. Star Wars Episode 9 is content is leaked onto the internet this morning. We have a sheet of characters of what appears to be a poster like the ones you might buy at retail. This content is actually pretty cool to see because it confirms a lot of information I've come across in the last year. If you look closely enough, you can see the Y-Wings and even the orange X-Wing we grabbed a picture of early in the year from Black Park. We've been reporting the Knights of Ren would be in Star Wars Episode 9 for a long time with the footnote of they all have special abilities. And finally, the Red Stormtroopers that report to the Knights of Ren and Kylo are also shown. Okay, so this is...
Where's the list of characters that they're talking about?
Maybe down.
You can hear a breakdown of the information. Anyway, but you want to go look, check out Making Star Wars if you just want to check it out because I also don't want to spoil a lot of shit for people if they don't want to be spoiled on it. But
Oh,
this
there's
is,
the girl we were
yeah,
talking about.
this seems yeah, interesting. Let's not show all that stuff too, but you guys can go to that site and check it out. Anyway, let's get to some phone calls here. Let's get some phone calls and some tweets and some Facebook questions. Riley, you got any Facebook questions?
Not yet.
Okay, that's
haven't
good.
haven't been looking.
Why would you?
Yeah,
I
you got to
wouldn't
give me
ask
that
you to.
cue. This is
Yeah.
this is the start.
This is the start
of you wanting some questions.
Yes.
You gave me the heads up. I will start looking
Now you're
for
going to
you.
start looking for it. All right, there you go. Look at that. We're working on a relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got any phone calls, Cody? No, nobody has anything. All right, sorry. All right, how about hashtag Collider Live? Can we do that?
Something's going on with my internet. Is it
Oh.
down again?
I don't know.
Anyone? All right. here we
Bueller?
go.
Bueller.
Okay, good.
It's a bad looking
good
poster.
start, guys.
Finally got to the questions here.
Yeah, okay, you got one.
Bad looking poster. Yep.
All
Hey.
right, hey, you're in Collider Live. Who do we got?
Oh, I love how when I finally call in and Ken's not in.
No,
But
he's
Chris
not.
from Minnesota again. How you guys doing?
Hello, fake Ken. How are you?
I'm doing very well. Okay.
Are you
so,
calling from inside like a sound booth? It's
No,
like
it
the-
sounds
Yeah,
good.
it sounds amazing.
Great.
Yeah.
My goodness.
Well, I actually am calling from my podcasting setup. So.
Oh,
Good.
There you go.
I wish everybody would
Yeah.
do that.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would make listening a lot easier, wouldn't it? But that's all right.
Get to it,
Not
Chris. Get to it.
everyone,
What do you got? Just kidding.
Yeah,
What
of
do you
course.
got?
No, so going back to Star Wars Post for just 2 seconds here. I actually am I'm in the middle
Okay.
on this one where I think this is a real retail poster that will be available like once the movie drops. But no way in hell do I think
It's
that
the official.
it's anything official.
I think
And
you're-
there's actually one big clue that I noticed. So if you look next to the Poe, look next to Poe, like there's this very Mara Jade-ish looking character.
Yeah.
And, well, okay, if we're just going to go off of, how much Disney has been trying to maneuver around the character of Mara Jade, I just don't know if this would be the time where they would introduce her.
I don't think
Kristian,
that's
explain
Mara-
what that means.
I don't think it's Mara Jade. I don't think
No.
that's what they're trying to do.
Who's Mara Jade?
So Mara Jade was a character that was introduced in Timothy Zahn's novels after the Return of the Jedi. The only material at all that Star Wars fans got at all were from the Thrawn trilogy of books.
But why would they maneuver around her? Did she do
Well,
something wrong?
he believes
she
that
was such a big part of
the extended
universe.
Yeah, but
Sorry to
that's
cut you out there, Kristian.
yeah, but the expanded universe and George Lucas has famously not liked Mara Jade and all this stuff too. But I don't believe that they're maneuvering around her at all. I just don't think that she's. First of all, she wouldn't be a character at this point because especially this person is way younger, and Mara Jade was Luke Skywalker's love interest. So if they were going to bring Mara Jade at all, it would be in a different kind of a spin-off movie or a novel or something too.
Where is the Luke Skywalker
love story? Yeah, it's
with Leia.
Yeah, I don't believe that they're hinting at Mara Jade even in this.
Right.
But Chris, thank you very much for the call. What I will tell you though is that I think that he might be right as far as promotional material. I don't think it's official, but the other
But
thing,
it still gives us information, even if it is that.
it does. But this is the other thing that could be very possible. If the people who made this poster, right, read up on a lot of the Making Star Wars stuff and read a lot of the rumors of who was going to be in it, and they put together their own poster. That's something that could be possible. I don't think that's the case. I happen to think this is probably a promotional material, like they were saying, like a Walmart poster or Target or whatever. It's one of those things. But I agree with Josh and Chris that I don't think this is the official poster by any stretch of the imagination.
Loser.
Yeah. All right. Let's get a question from the Facebook group, brother.
Sure. Jason Skelris asks, chicken wings or tenders, Rolling Stones or Led Zeppelin?
Great question.
Stones.
Okay.
And
I'm Zeppelin.
Stones.
Chicken tenders.
Tenders.
Was it chicken tenders over wings?
Over wings.
No, I said.
Chicken
no,
wings
you said
for
chicken
me.
fingers or chicken tenders.
No, chicken wings or
Oh,
chicken
chicken
tenders.
wings. Chicken wings. Wings.
Yeah, you're
Tenders.
tenders over wings.
Wings.
Really? That surprises me about you.
Way easier to eat.
Wings.
Well, that's not
And then what was
untrue.
the other one? Zeppelin or Stones?
Zeppelin or Stones?
Stones.
Zeppelin.
Zeppelin.
Wow. Yes, we're the good people.
I like it.
Yeah.
Wings and Stones.
Wings and
Is
Stones.
that the name of our band?
Wings and Stones. I heard you, Cody. All right.
And ours is called
Hey,
Lead Fingers.
You're in Collider Live. You're the last call of the day. Who do we got?
Good afternoon, Collider Live. DJ Snacks calling in.
Yes.
How are
Hey,
you?
DJ Snacks.
Hey, what's going on, brother? What do you got for us today?
Yeah, I just wanted to call in. I finally got through, thankfully. I just wanted to say, had a fantastic time hanging out with everybody at the free-for-all. Finally getting to meet you guys. It was great. Looking forward to the next one. I'm probably going to try to come out to San Diego. It's probably the next one I can afford.
Yeah, I mean, that's
And,
the one everybody's coming out to right now, especially it's going to be the one that LA people can get out to, even if you drive just for the day. I mean, it's going to be, to watch Rachel Cushing defend that title is going to be something special. So, yeah, and there's a ton of people already buying tickets for it. I'm surprised. It was like 4 months out.
Can I come?
It's at, I forget the name of the theater, but it's on the poster. The poster's on my Twitter, so if you guys want to get tickets for it, it's theschmodownlive.com. But sorry, DJ, what do you got?
I just wanted to comment on this supposed leak of the poster and the characters and stuff.
Yeah.
Are we really sure that they're going to let this stuff leak this close to Celebration?
Well, that's why it's a leak. They don't let you don't let anything.
Do you fire that person?
You
You find
understand
out.
what I'm saying, though?
Yeah, I mean, I get it. It's close to the vest stuff. They're going to do a pretty thorough investigation to find out what happened, how it happened, if it indeed happened. But again, if it's marketing material, this kind of stuff happens all the time with the marketing material, the toys and
Legos.
things. Yeah, so that's why I tend to believe that it's not the official poster. I think that Chris was right.
Where did it initially get tweeted from, though? Why can't we figure that out?
It's probably somebody. No,
Somebody's saying it's Making Star Wars.
That's what I think happened. So what I think happened was that Making Star Wars got a hold of someone leaked it to them, and then they tweeted it out.
Like a
And so
Walmart.
whoever, an
leaked it to-
employee or somebody who saw it or knew something. That they look. That's what I said. Making Star Wars for the longest time. I don't know who they know, how they know, but I was convinced for a long time that George Lucas was working for them because like they've got inside sources to places that like 98% of their stories are usually legit, and the 2% that aren't is just because something else happened. Yeah. But yeah, go ahead.
We've been discussing this in the Collider Live Discord Star Wars channel.
Yeah.
TheForce.net is where this stuff is showing up at.
TheForce.net?
Yeah, but is that where it originated from? Yeah. That's where it originated from?
That's the link that we have.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So it probably originated.
Original.
Yeah, it probably originated from Making Star Wars. But either way, it came from somewhere. So somebody got it leaked, and that's what.
It was me.
It was you. Mm-hmm. Congratulations.
I'm also
Ross.
getting messages of actual the stills. You know how they have the character still, and it's like kind of, and then they Photoshop it all together.
Yeah.
I just got a lineup sent to me, which is these characters.
Yeah.
So something's leaking out there.
Well, we're gonna find out. Look, thank you again for the phone call. Really appreciate it. A lot of great stories today in general. Great conversation, good topics
But
here,
good
ladies and gentlemen.
show, guys.
Liked the show today.
Good show.
Liked the show today. It was good stuff. So tons of stuff for you guys. Look, another thing is that I don't know if it's on sale yet, but if you go to markellislive.com, he's got a lot of shows coming up. I know he's going to be doing one in Houston. He's going to be doing one in San Diego also, right?
Chicago,
Yeah.
San Diego, Houston.
It's kind of like a package deal with the Schmodown now, too, which is great.
It's awesome.
And Macuga will be there. You'll be there for San Diego.
I'll be there for San Diego, and I will be there for obviously
Chicago, but not Houston.
You're going to be there for Collider Live in San Diego?
Yes, I'll
Yeah.
be there for that as well.
We'll set that up.
Go and
Roxy.
get your tickets from markellislive.com and also get those tickets on the Schmodown Live. Remember, nothing to really do on Saturday nights at Comic-Con, so why not come hang out with us?
Get weird.
Yeah, we're going to do some fun stuff. Maybe we'll do an after party. So listen, for Collider Live, go and subscribe to this channel if you haven't done it. Go to those Clip Outs, the Clip Outs channel, the Collider podcast channel. Listen to us anywhere you can, whether it's Spotify or whatever the hell you find a podcast, you can find us there. Same thing with the movie Trivia Schmodown. We're on audio also. So do that, check it out, and we'll be back tomorrow talking bullshit.
Lucky Frank.